Hello everyone, this is Impeller. Welcome to another tier list video. Yeah, I know you love seeing all these little two of you out here that watch this stuff. We're doing another tier list, and this time I'm going to do a revised version of my zombies tier list because that was about 2 years ago or so now, and my opinions on these maps have changed since then. But that's going to be a little different this time. I'm going to have a friend tag along and give his own opinion on the maps too. We're going to discuss the maps for a little bit and you know, put them on our own separate tier list. So introduce yourself, friend.
Hello. This is our second time recording this because somebody forgot to click record.
Don't tell me. Don't remind me. Don't tell him. And spoil that I blew this last night when I tried this.
Luckily, we only got into Doris
before I realized that I screwed up.
So
this time though, we're recording. We got it. We're not gonna waste too much time. Some ground rules. We're going to be talking about the maps as a whole here. I know it's going to say World at War Knocked, you know, Black Ops 1 Kino, but we'll just lump in, you know, every version of the map that we have played. We haven't played every map, so, you know, there's a couple that we'll have to skip. But it's going to be just a generalization of each map. We're just going to use the first thing that's available just to, you know, put the map on the list, all right? But, you know, before we get going, I think there's a little something that we got to get out of the way first, right?
Yeah. Let's just
get this out of the way.
After Black Ops 3, zombies took a massive tank into the bowl of poo poo, and it was terrible.
It kind of just went crap. It kind of pooped itself, you know.
If there was a tier below garbage, it would be there.
Black Ops 4 is a disgrace to zombies. It is not zombies. It's a joke, and it shit on the zombies' name. And it's sad. That happened.
Exactly.
All these maps suck. I don't care what anyone's opinion is on them. Black Ops 4 is garbage, and therefore the maps are too.
Yes.
Now, with that out of the way, we're gonna get into the first map, Nocturne Totem, the first zombies map. Let's get talking. You know, it's you know, the first important piece of Nocturne Totem is that it's a very bare bones map. It's the first one. There's almost nothing in it. You know, the original version, there's only a mystery box and some wall guns.
Exactly. I think this map is. I don't like Knocked very much, but you can't, like, the thing about Knocked is that you can't really, like, it's like, I understand that it's the very first map, but I still don't think that makes it fully immune from all the criticism. Just because it's the very first map, I feel like sometimes it gets not as much hate, but let's be honest, this map is not very fun.
It gets pretty boring pretty quickly, you know. Thankfully, yeah, with the, you know, addition of the Wonder Fizz and the Gobblegums and BO3, you know, you can have a little bit more fun. It opens up some more, you know, gameplay options.
Yes, I agree. And there's really not much on this map. I mean, obviously, you know, it introduced a lot of things, like, you know, basically everything that 90% of the things that make zombies.
It introduced the ray gun, so innovative.
It introduced the ray gun, yeah. But the good things about Knocked, I think, are that the vibe is very good. There's no complicated. It has literally zero story.
Might be the most simple zombies map ever.
It's the most simple zombies map ever. You survive. That's it. You survive. You get a gun from the mystery box. You survive, or you just get a wall gun and you train. Probably die on round 7 if you're playing World at War version, because that version is hard as hell.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, I mean, you know, very bare bones, very boring. But you know, you can't give it too much just because it's the first one. And I think that's the only reason why it gets saved, because if this wasn't the first zombies map, it would probably be in like D or F for most people.
If this came out in like BO1 or something, this map would just be like, what is this joke
the hell
of a map?
This? You know, like
you compare it to some of the greats of World at War. It's just
basically the rest of the map.
Again, you can't like if this map came out in BO1, I would put it in probably D tier. But since it's the very first map, I will cut it some slack and put it in, I'd say, C tier.
I'd also go with C tier. So into C we go. This is his list, and we're not goes into C.
Well, our opinions will be different for some maps. For a majority of maps, we have the similar opinion, but there will be a few that you will see.
I'm trying to line these up here. Also, one thing that we didn't mention that we did last time was the gun cabinet is exclusive to Knocked.
Oh, yes.
And it has actually surprisingly good weapon in it.
One of the most obscure things in zombies, the sniper's cabinet that you buy for, was it 5,000? I think
it's 5,000 in BO3, 1,500 I think in World at War.
1,500. You get a pretty decent sniper. Yeah. So that's
something. Next map.
That's something, all right.
Yeah. Zombie Verrucht. Yes, I'm gonna run that joke into the ground. So
Varuk
Verrucht,
what do you want to say about it?
the first big stepping stone of the zombies. It introduced a lot of staples, that being perks, huge important thing, traps, and also the moving mystery box, which is another big piece of zombies.
And arguably the most important thing in all of zombies, probably perks. I
Yeah.
know you mentioned them already,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Perks are a huge deal. Yeah.
they literally are like a staple of zombies. You wouldn't have zombies would not be as fun as it is without perks.
And
So
that
you gotta.
Verrucht added that. Yeah.
And Varuk added that, and this map is very good. I think it has great, it has a great atmosphere. It's very spooky and just
probably the scariest zombies map by a mile.
and you feel very alone. It feels like
It's very
you're trapped in this.
It's a tough map. It's a very close quarters map. You know, it's
Mhm.
got a simple layout, but that shouldn't fool you. It is very tough.
Yes, this is one of the hardest zombies maps, and in pretty much every version too. It's not even just exclusive to World War.
Yeah.
This version is hard on Black Ops 1.
And Black
Obviously
Ops,
in
even
BO3.
even with the extra perks on BO3, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this is a great map.
It's a great map, and there's something. One of the things I really love about the World at War version that none of the other versions have is specifically the super sprinter, or whatever you want to call him. The one zombie that runs really fast, faster than all the others, that you can't outrun unless you have like an SMG or a pistol in your hand. That thing added just enough like extra layer of atmosphere. This one crazy zombie and its weird running animation that just it creeps you out when you see it. I think is really cool, and it's a shame that none of the other versions had it going forward.
Yes, it was. Yeah, so
I'd have to give this one an A.
I'd give Varuk an A. It's not perfect. It does have its flaws. Like I would say, this map is a little too close quarters.
It can be a little unfun in the difficulty, but that's one of the best. I think the best parts is when you get to a high round on Varuk, it feels like an accomplishment because it's so tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. What's next?
Shinonuma, my favorite map, but I'm not gonna give any bias here. I'm gonna give it straight. Shinonuma.
I think Shinonuma it's a fine map. Also, go to my tier list with Varuk.
Yeah.
I think Shinonuma is just great. It's a great map. It's a fine map. It just, I do think you like to say that it revolutionized zombies. I personally don't think it did. I
think it half revolutionized zombies.
It half revolutionized zombies with the race, and Shinonuma is a very. It's an interesting map. It introduced a lot of things. It introduced one.
Let's make some progress here. You're repeating yourself here. Let me list off some things for you that Shinonuma did. Introduce dog rounds. Max ammo boss rounds. Huge thing that stayed in there's a version of that in nearly every map going forward. Very important piece. Introduced the DG2, which is another staple weapon in zombies. It's the first proper wonder weapon that's not the ray gun. Something that brings you to high rounds easily. Yeah, that's right there. Yep.
The very first infinite damage wonder weapon. But there is a problem with this version of World at War. World at War version of Shinonuma.
Incredibly easy.
Is that it is insanely easy because there's
only
a bug.
24 zombies around. Yeah. And no, that also goes for Noct and Verrucht, but the problem with Shinonuma is the DG2, negates all the challenge.
Yeah.
And obviously with the dogs, it makes it even easier.
With there being only 24 zombies in a round, you can basically clear a round with two good shots of a DG2.
Yeah.
And then by the time you're almost out of ammo, there's just a dog round. So it's
exactly.
You could go for 9,000 rounds
on solo. Easily. But when you're playing co-op, it's fun. Overall, the map's atmosphere is gross and poopy and green and brown, and that's exactly what you expect out of a swamp. I think they nailed the atmosphere. It looks really good in BO3, not so much in the other two versions. It looks a little crusty in World at War and Black Ops 1.
It's definitely showing its age.
Yeah. But the general map layout is very good because of the random perks. It gives each part of the map, every playthrough, its own purpose. So you have to go and explore the map. I think that's a great thing that they did. It's the first big open. It might be the biggest map in World at War. I think. It is.
I'm not sure.
Derice might be a little bigger, but it's the first outdoors big open map in zombies. We wouldn't get that until it's good.
And it also introduced one more thing. It's kind of like two minor things it introduced. The flogger, which is just which is very much like a variation from
a
the
unique trap. It
because
stands out.
before this, all we had was lightning, the electric trap, and there's still electric traps in this map. But now we have this spinning log of barbed wire death that just
And it's
is
fun to watch the
hilarious
zombies
to
get flung with
activate.
it. Yes.
Yes, it's also very easy to die to, so you gotta be careful.
Careful with that too. So overall,
And also,
oh whoop.
the zip line. Do you want to talk about the zip
The
line?
zip line, you know, the first mode of transportation in zombies, even though it's not really a big deal, because without it, the map is really no different. No one uses the zip line, but it's there, you know, it exists.
It doesn't take away from the map, but it also
really doesn't add to it. It's just kind of there.
It's just in the middle
granted,
ground,
it's in honestly a good location because the doctor's quarters is probably the worst, being just completely flooded with very hard to maneuver. So it can be useful. Just never use it. So overall, Shinonuma to me is an A, not an S. It's got flaws, but this even though it's my favorite.
I think I'd give it an A as well. You know.
All right. Yeah. This commentary definitely not as good as last time, but maybe when we're done repeating ourselves, it'll get a little better. Next up is Darice, and we don't even need to beat around the bush. Darice is an S tier map.
Darice is one of the best maps in Zombies history. Definitely like a top 5. It's going in S tier, obviously.
No doubt.
But there is a huge, massive flaw in the World at War version.
And it is the fact that it is very buggy and also very hard for that reason.
Extreme. And it's not hard in the way Verrückt or Shinonuma. Well, okay, we'll start.
Just Verrückt, and it's like close quarters. It's hard because the zombies just grab you and pull you in, and it's, you know, getting touched by a zombie is almost certain death if it's, you know, a high round and there's a bunch of them around you. It is very annoying, and it's very hard, and you die in like round 6 all the time because of that, and it sucks.
Training is extremely hard on this version because if you even get slightly touched, you will get like black hole sucked into the herd of zombies. You're dead. You can't do anything.
Thankfully,
so basically your only option is the camp on the catwalk.
Camp on the catwalk, but you know the catwalk is probably the most iconic camping spot in zombies, so you can't complain.
Definitely,
it's great.
Obviously this map introduced Pack-a-Punch, you know, which is a revolutionary
that I think
is,
like the 3 major things that this map introduced are the things I think that truly revolutionized zombies. You know, Verrückt and Shinonuma had their big stepping stones, but Pack-a-Punch, the monkeys, and the Bowie knife are huge parts of zombies that, especially Pack-a-Punch, that basically took zombies and put it on another level. You know,
exactly.
It's
The Pack-a-Punch
opens
up a whole new
way to play the game. You know, you give upgraded weapons. It's, you know, it lets you go longer because, and that's a good thing because the DG2 in this map is bugged out, and you know it doesn't let you heal properly, so you can die very easily using it. And it's specifically the World at War version that has these issues. The other versions thankfully fixed it.
The BO1 version of Darice, I would say, is like 95% perfect. The only 5% isn't even the map's fault. Again, we've talked about this. It's the Black Ops 1 guns.
The Black Ops 1 weapons get boring and repetitive, and I'm sick of playing with those guns. Honestly, I really am playing with those in zombies.
But yeah, so if we were splitting the maps, I would say World at War Darice would be like A tier, but any other version of Darice, including the Giant, would be S tier because the Black Ops 1 Darice is basically perfection.
And also the touch on the Giant, I think it's a great looking, you know, remake. I like that it's taken a different route. It's not just a straight remaster. You know, it's got a new atmosphere. It's snowy, it's cold, but I think it looks great. And you know, they also changed up a couple things, like, you know, the Easter egg, the first proper Easter egg in zombies. The fly trap, you know, it's not really a whole lot to go with, you know, it's just you shoot a couple things, but it's the first Easter egg in zombies.
And I mean, at least you actually get a reward for it in this version. You get the Annihilator.
Yeah, in BO3 you get the Annihilator. So, yeah, it introduced quite a number of things. The layout, I think, is great. Having to go to each section of the map, all the map getting used up because of the teleporters and having to link them. I think that is one of the strong points of this map, is it makes you use all of it. You know, you have to go around and explore to open up, you know, Pack-a-Punch, and that's important. So, Darice, one of the greatest zombies maps ever. It encapsulates what zombies is. It is the essence of zombies. It is, you know,
this map.
You build up your points. You explore the map. You Pack-a-Punch and upgrade. You do, you know, training if you're on the other versions of World at War. You can't. It is what zombies is. You get to the high round. You know, that's what it's.
We wouldn't have the zombies we have today without this map.
Exactly, and that's why it belongs in S, no doubt.
Exactly. All right, are you recording?
I'm still recording. Yes, don't worry.
Go ahead.
Now on to a map that's a little iffy. in the
Kino.
community. So
Well, I'd say as of recent.
as of
like, it's
recent,
kind
I
of-
think people are starting to open their eyes a little bit on Kino and understand it better.
because after almost a decade and a half, people are starting
Yeah.
to realize that this map isn't the best. Now, don't get me wrong, all right? I love me some Kino. My whole username is based off of the Easter egg song of this this map, but it isn't. It isn't. I think this map is kind of boring. It gets very boring after a while.
Yes.
It's just, but it's still it's like it's a great map because it's just the vibe is great. It introduces the thunder gun, which is probably I'd say one of the best wonder weapons in
Definitely a
Zombies
top
history.
5 wonder weapon. Very iconic
Yeah.
and pretty much a staple too because it got reused a lot.
Mhm. And it introduces the whole Black Ops 1 engine just in general, which is like my
Probably
favorite
the
Zombies game.
smoothest and most fun in my opinion to play with.
Yeah. And training on the stage is an iconic part.
It's got
of
good training
Zombies.
spots too in the spawn
Mhm.
room, which is very tough, but you can pull it off.
Mhm.
I typically train there, and then you on the stage. The issue with Kino is, like you said, it kind of gets boring. We make huge strides from Noct to Derice. Each map after Noct brings in something huge and new to the table that becomes a staple in Zombies. Kino does not. It kind of falls flat.
not really.
It's like a lesser Derice, and that's the
closest
problem.
The closest thing it does is the thunder gun.
The thunder gun, that's it. And
Yeah.
even then, that's not like an infinite damage wonder weapon. Isn't anything new at this point. We've already had 2 maps with
Yeah.
it. At least it's
Yeah.
a fresh wonder weapon that is very good. But it introduced Nova Crawlers, which came back in a handful of maps afterwards. They weren't really a staple, and they weren't really much of a threat or any different than a regular zombie. Sure, the gas.
I don't know.
is annoying.
I think they fit best in Kino. Like,
I think they fit
have
best in Kino too. I don't really care for them in the other maps. They're just kind of annoying in the other maps, rather than
Yeah.
actually
Mhm.
feeling like it fits the feel.
And I feel like this map is really I don't think this is something many people have talked about, but this map is really the map that solidified the 4 characters we play as like
Yeah.
iconic.
Because so many people played it.
Let's be honest, this map has the most like all the quotes.
All the quotes everyone remembers. This is the most played Zombies map, and that's why everybody would put it either S tier or the best Zombies map ever, just down to nostalgia and popularity. But you got to look at it past that. What Kino is a lesser Derice. It doesn't innovate. One of my biggest gripes with this map is, the simple layout is not a problem because that's good for a disc map. It gets a player introduced to Zombies. But we already kind of had this square roundabout layout with Verrucht. It's kind of already the same thing in that sense. And also the teleporter is literally just go back and forth between spawn and stage. It doesn't entice you or doesn't incentivize you to explore the map as much. I think the only thing that really does is the mystery box having to move all over the place, and I think that's one of the strong points of this map is having a box location in each major room. But it's just a dumbed down version of Derice, and it does not introduce anything that would be super important to Zombies besides the Thunder Gun. So, to me, any version, the Kino on Black Ops 1 and BO3 are basically the same thing. There's really nothing special about it.
This map introduced the concept of having the box be in a different spot each time you load up the game.
Yeah.
That was never done before.
That wasn't done before. I think that's nice.
And there's the whole section of this map, the alleyway, that if it didn't have the box would be completely...
Yeah, you would never go to the alleyway or that room up the stairs,
and
except for these.
I think that's the Manhattan down room also is just let's be honest, if there
no
was
one goes there.
Box location, you would never go there.
There's no point.
Yeah.
So a third of the map is useless anyways, because most of the time you never buy double tap either. So Kino, it's iconic. It's
it's a fine map.
It is one of the most important maps in Zombies history, just for the fact that it is the most popular and it got so many people into the game mode. But personally, overall, I just think it falls flat compared to what everyone else brought in beforehand. All the other maps did before. So to me, it's a B tier map.
I think I'd agree. It's a fine map. It's not bad by any means, but it's very overrated.
Yeah.
It's not as good as people say. All right.
Next is 5, the first division in our opinion.
So
you go first.
Me and Impeller here, we have
very strong differing opinions on 5.
I think 5 is a very fun and enjoyable map, although it can be very frustrating, and I do get annoyed at it a lot. And I do think it does have flaws. I don't think it's anywhere near perfect. It's just, spoiler alert, it's not going to be an S or A tier. But Impeller fucking hates
I
this map.
hate 5, and here, well, let's just like collectively talk about some of the things that 5 brought in. Okay, it brought in a new cast, a one-off cast with Castro, Kennedy, Nixon, and McNamara, and they're
Say what you want
great.
about 5, but you gotta admit that they're pretty iconic.
They're iconic and they're funny and they're great. I can't knock the cast. It was a good choice for having these guys. What else did it do? It brought in the Winter's Howl, which is a very... I wouldn't even say it's a controversial weapon. It's just like a general opinion in the community that sucks when we both disagree. We think it's a solid wonder weapon.
I think it's we both think it's a good gun. That's
I think it fits the map well.
It's a very hot take we have. I think the training spots are actually not that bad, and the map I think is
only one training spot though. The other one is like barely usable for me.
Yeah, I will say though, this map relies a lot on luck. You are not going to get to round 30 unless you get unless you get like a ray gun or a Winter's Howl before
the Pentagon Thief comes. The Pentagon Thief is an interesting boss. It's got great rewards. A free fire sale. If you don't get your weapons taken, you get a bonfire sale, which is a fire sale for the Pack-a-Punch. Like those are great rewards, but actually taking out the Pentagon Thief can be very annoying, and like you said, it makes the map very frustrating if you don't get lucky and get good weapons from the box. And knowing Black Ops 1, you're probably going to end up with a CZ75 and a Law. That's just the kind of thing you get out of a box early on.
Yeah. We mentioned that earlier with when we were talking about Duries, where the biggest problem with Black Ops 1 zombies
is that the weapons are just mostly caca and repetitive.
The thing that's just keeping it from being just amazing, that game, is the guns.
Now,
and
well, here, you finish.
Well, I was gonna say that I do like the aspect of the Pentagon Thief. We have to like prepare for him. You know what I mean? Like we don't prepare for dogs because dogs are easy. We actually have to you and me. We place down claymores. We're like, okay, get ready.
Yeah, we go across the entire room to prepare for him.
I really like the Pentagon Thief as a.
I think he's a mixed bag for me in that I don't really like dealing with him, but when you deal with him right and you get lucky, it is a very good boss, and that it's a good balance of reward. Now, here's what I have my problems with this map is the fact that it is just not designed to be a zombies map. It is far too cramped and it is just poorly designed. Now, one of the things that people notice with the World at War maps is all of them are based off like for example, Noct is straight, like the whole building is stripped straight out of the campaign. The other maps are very, very closely based on multiplayer campaign maps, and they're heavily, heavily edited to be very good for zombies. That's not the case here for 5. 5 is a map that is based on a single cutscene in the game, and they somehow had to turn that into a zombies map, and I think they did such a crap job at it. This was not meant to be a zombies map or a playable map in any form at all, and yet they turned it into one, and it plays like crap in my opinion. It's just not fun. The layout is interesting. It's the first, I guess, vertical map in that you have 3 floors to work with, but in general, it's just a very cramped and not fun to map. Not fun to map. Not map that's fun to play. It's not a map that I enjoy playing because it is luck based. Basically, if you do good here, which, I mean, you could say that for any zombies map really, but especially on 5, like you need good weapons. If you don't get them, you're gonna die. If you're not careful and you make one wrong turn, you're gonna die. This map is just not designed well, in my opinion.
Yeah, I will admit that the map isn't the best designed. It definitely is very cramped, but I don't think that it's that hard to just get around that. It's not like, again, I understand you basically gotta get lucky with the box to be able to move around this map. Like, let's be honest, if you're at the top of the war room, right, without a Winter's Howl or a ray gun or not,
you're dead. You're screwed.
Don't
ever go up there. But if you're not,
I don't give 2 shits if you have a Pack-a-Punch AUG or command, you're dead. There's no going. You're done.
And that's just
ass.
That's an ass design to me.
I will admit that is dumb. But I don't know, just something about 5. I really like it. The whole lab section of the map, I think it's just very brutal and very, the iconic pig, the best character in zombies, the pig down there. Rest in peace. He dies every single game. But yeah, I don't know, I like 5 a lot, personally, to me.
Where'd you put this?
I would put this in, I'd say like B tier. But if it was like, if we were which by the way, we're not marking these, like if one map is ahead of one on the list, it's not.
It doesn't matter like order. It's just where we put it on the tier.
If we were doing that, I'd put 5 an upper B tier because I really like 5. I have like a soft spot for this map, even though I can still identify it with its flaws. I know it's not the best map. I just have a soft spot for this map, and you can't deny it can be fun.
It
when we
can
do
be
good.
fun for about 15 rounds, and then I almost always get bored of it and die 20 times and just don't want to play for the next week. It's like anytime we got a high round on 5, I give up. I don't like it. So for that reason, I don't know if I want to stick it in F. I feel like that's a little too harsh. Like F needs to be reserved for maps I really just don't like, and 5 is one of them. I almost want to put it in F. I really do, because I don't like this map, and I don't think it's well designed. I think it's just not fun to play. But also, you know, there's another map in here that definitely belongs in F, and it is not on the same level as that map.
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
know a map that's
you know what, 5? I'm gonna be a little nice to you. I'm gonna put you in D. I'm gonna be a little nice to you.
5 isn't an F.
We're a half hour in, and we've gotten through like 6 maps. Let's hurry this up. Ascension. Let's start rattling off stuff about Ascension. Great map. Incredible map. It introduced 2 new perks that are very good. Stamina Up and PhD.
Ascension is a fantastic map. It specifically PhD and Stamina Up are 2 very great, amazing perks, especially in BO1 with PhD being a fantastic
way to
perk.
play.
Yeah, and there's also the Space Monkeys, which can be a little annoying, but I do like how, just like the Pentagon Thief, you kind of have to strategize.
Yep.
You know?
You have to figure out which perks you want to protect.
The Monkeys, a lot more than the Pentagon Thief, you have to strategize with your teammates. You know, like, I'll cover this perk, maybe we can turn on this trap to kill kill them while they're going, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta...
And your reward is a free perk, which is very useful. The only issue is, you know, that's another perk you gotta defend, but...
Yeah.
In general, I think this map is, you know, well laid out. You know, it's a big, vast, open map. You know, it brings back the thing with Derice where you have 3 landers to call. So it, you know, makes you discover the map. It makes you explore and find out the areas so that you can use them to your advantage. And the landers are basically literally just the teleporters, but, you know, at least with a new skin, so it doesn't get too boring. I think, you know... The only flaw that stops, you know, Ascension from being an incredible map is the monkeys, because they can be very obnoxious and very annoying sometimes.
They really can be. Yeah. Especially, I don't know if you remember, like a week ago or something, we played Ascension and I had no bullets to take care of the monkey. Or I think it was you or me, and it was just
we just didn't have the ammo to take care of him, and it was not good. And are also surprisingly really strong, and the issue is that, like, the Thunder Gun on this map, which one thing I kind of knock Ascension for is not having a new wonder weapon. Like, you know, every map doesn't need to have a new wonder weapon, but just use the Thunder Gun again. Kind of lazy. But even the Thunder Gun's, like, not effective at all against them, so, like, when you get to around 30 plus on this map and you have to deal with the monkeys, it sucks. They have so much health. A bullet gun ain't gonna do jack to it, so yeah. You know, we flew by this map, but, like, I think we can both generally agree, like, it's a very fun, it's a well laid out map. You know, there's a lot of verticality. You can shoot the rocket. You know, I think that's cool.
Yeah, the rocket
a little
launch
bonus.
Is really cool.
I wish the reward was a little better than a double points, but it's just overall Ascension. You know, you hop into this map once you got yourself established with how zombies works, and you have a great time. It's just the one flaw, in my opinion, that drags this down from being S is just the monkeys. That's it. Without the monkeys being as obnoxious as they can be sometimes, it's an easy S. But to me, it's just shy. It's an A tier map.
Yeah, I also... One more thing about this map is that when you first start out, everything is black and white.
I love that, too.
It's really cool.
That's a cool detail.
Until you turn on the power, then everything gets
really
color.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. Yes. All right, what's next? Call of the Dead.
You also going to put an A?
You know what? I'm gonna put an S. I really like Ascension.
All right, sure.
I love Ascension. This map's amazing.
Call of the Dead.
There's
so much to unpack in Call of the Dead.
This map is amazing, in my opinion.
I think this map doesn't get enough love.
It is so good. I really can't think of anything bad about Call of the Dead. It is a fantastic map. George obviously is the highlight of this map. He's just a tad bit. He's annoying sometimes. You know,
here's the thing with
George,
George,
and then your bullet goes through and hits them.
Yeah. So George is like a mixed bag. He's like almost as good as the Pentagon Thief and Monkeys are in terms of like risk versus reward with them. The problem is he just kind of lurks around the map, gets in your way, gets pissed off, makes the zombies run at you and electrify you, stun you, whatever. One of the things that pisses me off the most about George in this map is just when he randomly slams the ground and stuns you, because then your train eats you alive and you die, and that's not good.
Yeah, that has happened before. Yeah.
Here's the thing. when he does die after a billion shots, I think the issue with George is his health needs to be a little lower. Like, it takes a little too much to kill him.
Yeah,
You get a free perk and you get a death machine, or DG2 if you completed the Easter egg.
And if you have 2 people with good guns, it's really not that hard to kill
It just takes about a time and a lot of ammo.
Yeah.
But like I think he's just shy of being a well-balanced boss with the rewards he gives you versus how hard he is. Because most of the time he's honestly harmless, and only in the early rounds because most of the map isn't open yet. But it takes so long to kill him, even with solid weapons, that I just don't know if it's quite good.
He's more of a roadblock than he is like an actual boss.
But you do kill him. It is nice to do it every once in a while.
Yes. 2 things about this map: the Scavenger and the VR11.
Okay,
Scavenger
This introduced 2 new wonder weapons. One great, one a little iffy.
I think the Scavenger is really good. I don't think it's the best. I do think it matched with PhD is just great.
Yep.
Except, obviously, this is something that doesn't bother you and me. But for other people, it isn't not infinite damage, so it is pretty much impossible to get to around 100 on this map because
even with
none of the... You want to... Yeah, we'll get to that in a second, the Easter egg. And the VR11 it's not good. It's bad.
It's not the worst thing in the world. It has its uses. It can be useful, but it clearly was just put in for the sake of the Easter egg, which is kind of lazy. I don't think that's very good. The Scavenger's a great one, but it just falls short of being like an incredible wonder weapon because the damage drop off is like very steep. Like, it starts to not kill stuff past 35 or something like that. That won't get you very far. But they're VR11's an iffy one. The Scavenger's a really cool one. I think overall, like, it's a good selection of new wonder weapons. It's unique stuff.
I'd say the VR11 is probably the first bad wonder weapon.
Yeah, and even then, it's not complete garbage. It can still be useful every once in a while. There's
this map has the Matryoshka dolls, which we didn't mention.
Ascension also has it. Ascension also brought in the sickle. 2 things that I think are cool because these are Russian maps. So the sickle, the Bowie knife basically got a Russian redesign for a short time, and the Matryoshkas were introduced. And both of these maps have an Easter egg. I forgot to mention that Ascension had the first proper step-by-step Easter egg.
Yes, Call of the Dead has one of the best Easter eggs that we cannot do for the life of us.
We can't finish it because it never works. But I love that you have 2 different, Easter eggs if you're playing solo or you're playing multiplayer. I think that's cool.
I like how you can talk to the main character.
The main characters are funny.
On the other map, on the wall.
The characters themselves are cool. A cast of badass actors that played cool roles in horror movies in shows like that. I think that's great. The cast is really good. Great choices. What else is there that I'm missing? I'm trying to think of. Oh yeah, my favorite perk, Deadshot, was introduced in this map. I know Deadshot isn't very good, but I love it. And
Deadshot's it's something, all right. It's something.
My issue with this map, though, my biggest problem with this map is that it's a bit unbalanced. And I've mentioned this before to you. Power is very clearly on one side of the map and not in the middle. So you're always taking the same route, and it is kind of a tough route because it's very cramped. You're always going to the ship first. You're never going to the lighthouse first because you got to get power on. I think that's one of the flaws of this map. It's not balanced in that sense. Also, Jug is in a garbage place across the entire map. You can kind of complain about that with most of these maps anyways.
And I feel like when the box spawns over by stamina up, you know what I mean? It's so annoying when it goes when the game, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's because first of all, you're going to have to go, like you just said, go to the ship to get the power on. But then you're going to have to go all the way around, opening up basically the entire map to go over and get to get the box, annoying. And by then you'll probably will be out like around 10. Yeah, it's just annoying.
Before we move on, just 2 other small things to note. The zip lines are not the most useful things in the world, but they're pretty fun. It's cool to have them. Yeah. And also Pack-a-Punch is the first time Pack-a-Punch starts moving around the place. That would come back in a couple other maps too.
Yes. So I think Call of the Dead, in my opinion, I think is an S tier. I think it's a great map.
I think it's another A tier map. Like it's almost perfect, but there are a couple flaws. I think it's got a couple flaws that hold it back from being an S tier map.
Yeah. So are you gonna put an A tier?
I put in A.
A tier.
Yes.
All right.
Here we are. Well, 30 minutes. All right. We're not making too bad time. We're half an hour in, and we got through almost half the maps.
All right. Shangri-La. This map I think is the
Very polarizing map in the community, I think.
I think is the hardest zombies map. I think you and me came to that
Yeah,
conclusion a
it
while
is
ago.
one of, not the hardest zombies map.
I would say probably in my opinion at least, the hardest zombies map. This map is extreme. Even on the BO3 version, this map is
I'd say it's
extremely
harder in BO3
challenging.
because the zombies are more aggressive.
Zombies are like on crack in that version. So, but this map is amazing. It's okay. You know what? I wouldn't say it's amazing. I think this map is very good. I don't think it's as good as Call of the Dead, but Shangri-La is great. This map looks beautiful for being a game on the PS3. I think it looks fantastic.
Yep. The beautiful map.
Well,
Atmosphere and the layout and everything like that is very well designed and very beautiful.
yes. What else is there? The 3179 JGB 215 is a very
cool wonder
really
weapon.
really good wonder weapon.
Unique one.
Yeah, you basically kind of need that thing that it'll
To
carry
be,
you to high ground.
otherwise you're basically forced to use PhD in the ray gun.
But one thing that I have a flaw with this map is that I think that the booby traps and stuff, like while in concept, like don't get me wrong, they're not the worst thing ever. Like if they were removed from the map, I think the map would be worse off. But like having played this map for so many hours, I think it's more of like a gimmick that just runs dry.
Yeah, I can
so
understand that.
It's annoying.
There's really only like what 3 things though. It's like the ones coming out of spawn, which if you just run by them aren't an issue. The one you don't like is going towards the bridge where you have to go in that little maze with the mud. Yeah,
Stupid maze because sometimes
could be
it just
annoying.
redirects you where you already came from.
Yeah,
it's just annoying.
But here's the thing, you know, I think there is if you want to go to the bridge, for example, you know, and it takes you to the left, that's fine because there's still a pathway down there, just a slight detour. But I think, you know, 2 things that, you know, this map kind of gets crap for is just because it's so cramped. All right, that's the first one. It is very cramped and it is very tough, which kind of forces you to, you know, rely on a bit of luck with the wonder weapons. As for the second thing, well, I don't actually know what the second thing was. I kind of screwed up that sentence there, but you know, I think this map gets a lot of crap because it is so tight in close quarters. But I think that's what makes this map unique. It's a good close quarters map, unlike 5. You know, you know, I think it flows well too. It's got the water slide to help you maneuver. It's got the minecart, which people use less, but also there to help you. You know, it gives you modes of transportation that will take you across the map faster, including the geysers. Also cuts your travel time.
I do really like the geysers.
It's a good twisty map, but it's like designed in a way that you can easily get from point A to point B without having to go through all the mazes. So that's a good thing. Another thing that
we're not mentioning is the big thing is that if you kill a zombie in this map and it drops a drop,
yep, the monkeys.
They brought back the monkeys from Ascension.
The monkeys are very useful. They can be used to manipulate your drops to get a max ammo or get a free perk or whatever else you need. I think that's very useful. And if you kill them, you get a good amount of points too. So
you do, yeah.
Nice.
If you get the drop and then you kill them, you get like 500 points. And if you had a double points, you get 1,000 points, which
huge. Yeah,
can be very game changing if you're on round 5.
You can make big bucks early on using that. Yeah. Another thing that I think this map has pretty cool are the 2 boss zombies. One of them's cool, the other one's okay. The napalm zombie and the shrieker.
The napalm zombie is really cool. He is very strong though. You don't want to get anywhere near him
because even
if with Jug, he can one hit you.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
he can. Yeah,
but he can be used. He's really not that hard. He moves extremely slow.
He moves slowly.
And when you're near him, your screen goes all fiery. Yeah.
And I think one of the coolest things that I don't think people ever recognize, and I love to talk about it because it's just a cool thing, is that because he blows up and the napalm kills the zombies, you can use it to your advantage. You can use it as a piece of strategy. You can close off corridors or pathways so the zombies can't get to you
for
a short time.
Or so,
as long as the napalm's there, they'll die. It'll cover your butt for a moment. You know, I think that's really cool that you can manipulate the napalm zombie, close off pathways so zombies can't get to you that way.
Right. Yeah.
As for the Shrieker, well, he's just kind of forgettable. Like, he blurs your screen and annoys you, but he has, like, no health, so you can mow him down and, you know, that's it.
Yeah, he's definitely the worst of the 2. But another thing about this map real quick is that the Easter egg is really cool.
The Easter egg's cool, yep.
Everything turning dark. We actually have done it on BO3.
Yep, it is gorgeous when the map gets dark, and it's an Easter egg that actually makes sense in the steps you do, and actually that one doesn't. Never mind. I'm thinking of Moon, sorry. The Easter egg steps are kind of a clusterfuck, honestly, in this map. Moon's the one I'm thinking of where the actual steps make sense to the quest, but it's a good Easter egg. It's a challenging one, but it's a fun one, and it's a rewarding one. One last thing before we move on is Pack-a-Punch. That is a mixed bag.
Oh yeah. Okay. Pack-a-Punch with you and me or just solo is no problem because what you have to do to get Pack-a-Punch is there will be two little pad things sticking out from the ground in the map.
Depending on how many players you got.
Yeah, depending on how many players you got. And if there's 2 players, there'll be 2 pads, so you gotta stand on them at the same time. If you have communication like we do when we play,
No problem.
it's literally one of the easiest pack punches you can possibly get.
You play this with randoms in public match, good luck.
You are not getting pack. I can probably
They will never listen to you. You're never going to get everyone to cooperate, especially on a floor player match. It's just not. It's a mixed bag. If you're playing with a friend, it's a simple pack, and it's a pretty cool one. If you're not, well, you're straight out of luck. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
So Shang, where would you put Shangri-La? I'd put it in
A tier.
Also put it in A. And can you tell that we like Black Ops 1?
I really like, Black Ops 1's a great game. Oh, well, not this next map.
Okay, really quick, Moon is a mixed bag.
We don't have Dead Ops on this list. But
we didn't mention that. But Dead Ops is fun every once in a while.
I don't really like it that much. I'd put it on C tier.
I'd put it in B. Dead Ops 2, I'd put in A. If they were on here. They're not really proper zombies maps, so I guess it makes sense they're not on here. But it's a fun game to play every once in a while. Just get that out of the way. Black Ops 1 Moon and BO3 Moon.
Black Ops 1 Moon.
Polar opposites.
I would like to say that if we were splitting these 2 maps up, BO1 Moon, BO3 Moon, they're going to have 2 completely different rankings for me. Because I do not like BO1 Moon. I think it is not only is it really hard, it's also really ugly. Zero gravity is annoying, obviously. I mean, it's not that bad once you turn power on and everything. I think the whole idea of not being able to throw grenades in the windowed area is very dumb.
Yeah.
I hate the astronaut, especially that one. Remember when we were playing a couple weeks ago? And he fucking grabbed me and took my jug, and I was so
all the
mad.
perks, yeah.
Like 4 perks.
Oh, here, you rattled off some negatives about Moon. Now, Black Ops 1 Moon is a mixed bag, and it was a lot of majority, like I know from the community, it kind of agrees that Black Ops 1 Moon is okay, but it's got a lot of big flaws. Black Ops 3 Moon basically fixes all those problems by just simply giving you weapons that aren't garbage.
Yeah, I would rather play BO3 Moon any other day than play BO1 Moon.
We got Black Ops 1 Moon and Black Ops 3 Moon. I'm just gonna combine them into one here because they both are generally the same map. The only major difference is I prefer the atmosphere of Black Ops 1 Moon. You think it's gross and dirty and kind of ugly, and yeah, it is.
Fucking hideous. This map is hideous.
I like that more because it's more desolate and empty, and it makes sense when you're on the moon. Black Ops 3 Moon is a little too bright and vibrant for me. I also really don't like how they redesigned the labs either. I know the layout's the same, but I just don't like visually how different it is. But there's a lot to unpack in Moon. We'll try to get through as quick as we can. Obviously the Cosmonaut sucks. He gives you no reward for killing him. He just gets in the way, and every time he touches you, he takes your perk, and it's always. And
he always seems to be there at the most inconvenient time. Whether it's like you just got jug or
you're going through a doorway and you're trying to revive a teammate,
and then you hear a scream from the other side of the mic, and you know just exactly
what happened. Yeah, and it's always jug that gets taken. So the Cosmonaut's an awful boss. He's just annoying. He gives you no reward, and it's just not fun. The excavators are also okay. The hacker is a huge piece of this map.
It's a whole different can of worms.
Yeah, the hacker just opens up so many different ways to play, and I think that's one of the best parts. I'm not going to go into details, but the hacker's great.
I will. The hacker can do all sorts of things. Oh god, there's so much in this map. There's the wave gun, the Gersh device, the fucking 3D
Gershes,
hacker.
The Gershes were in Ascension. Those are very good. I'd say they're better than monkeys. The ability to teleport with it.
Monkeys.
The teleport with the Cosmonaut is one of the only good things because it can get you out of danger if you're kind of screwed. So maybe at the risk of a perk, or if you don't have any perks, I guess that's not that bad. But the Gersh devices are in this map and Ascension. Very good. Second, what are they called? Tactical. The QEDs, which most of the time do jack shit, but they are an interesting piece once you actually get something interesting to happen with them. I think they're a fun little
anybody
special
watch
to have.
This, I recommend you do your research on the QEDs. It's very interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things it can do.
Even zombie veterans like us had no idea that crazy stuff.
The wave gun is awesome wonder weapon. The zap
Wave
guns
gun
and
is a
wave gun.
great gun. It's
gotta
it's an amazing
Dual
gun.
DG2s, which don't do the chain effect, but are infinite damage, and then the big was essentially a thunder gun. When you combine
Pretty
them,
much.
you can just take out a big, incredible wonder weapon. The excavators, I want to point out, they're annoying, but you get points for them, so they're not too bad. But they can really screw your game over if they hit the biodome, and they're kind of just like a nuisance because you have to go out of your way to turn them off.
And I do hate how it's kind of an audio cue.
Yeah, that you can barely hear.
Some people don't play with audio. Like me, for the longest time, I haven't played with audio on my PS3. And I like if I was playing Solo Moon, which I didn't often, but I would miss this, and obviously that's a big shitty thing to happen.
Yeah.
One thing we're not bringing up, Luke, like the last thing, Area 51.
Area 51's cool. It's a cool start because you got Pack right there, and it lets you get Pack-a-Punch before you even go in.
If you're really good.
If you're really good, it could also get a perk. You could pick up, Jug being in the Area 51 is a huge flaw of this map.
Oh, definitely probably one of the biggest flaws.
I wish we had more time. And there's so much to unpack in these maps. We're kind of rushing through it, but I mean that's kind of the point. We got to list off the positives and negatives. Like Area 51 is cool, and it's when you go back there when you have decent weapons, a good place to get big points. Having to go back there every other time to pick up Jug is awful, and as one of the biggest problems with this map is if you go down, you've got to wait 3 rounds before you can get it again. It's stupid. That's terrible. You could have put double tap in there and put Jug where double tap is, and you fixed a huge problem in this map. It's immediately more fun to play.
Yeah.
What else am I missing?
That's pretty much it.
No, there's two more things.
The
Easter egg is the first one. I think is an incredible payoff. All the steps that you're doing feel like you're actually making progress towards a big goal. They make sense. You get a unique character in Samantha, so there's something new, a new character for just for the Easter egg.
You also all perks.
Perma perks. That's a thing that you got, and also Shangri-La is you get all the perks forever.
Yes.
And also the big grand finale. You blow up the Earth and create transit.
Yeah, you blow up the Earth, which in turn creates transit, which is just
we get there next. But the Easter egg's cool and has a cool visual payoff too.
I do like how the Easter egg leads right into the next game. So it's like you want to see what happens in the next game, how they're gonna go back to Earth and all that, and and I'm trying to think of anything else. I think there's only one more thing that I have to say, and that this map introduced Mule Kick, which is the worst fucking perk ever. So immediate. Oh yeah, Mule Kick is if this was a perks tier list, Mule Kick would be in garbage. It would have its own tier. We hate Mule Kick.
Mule Kick's awful. I don't care what anyone says. It's the worst perk, and Moon introduced it, but I'm not gonna take points off because it's just who cares. It's not important.
Yeah, who cares?
So Moon.
So I put
mixed bag.
If we're okay, good. The thing is, BO1 Moon I don't like. BO3 Moon I do like.
Well, here, where would you put Black Ops 1 Moon?
Black Ops 1 Moon I would put in like C tier.
Where would you put Black Ops 3 Moon?
I'd put in A tier because I think it's very fun.
Put it in B. There you go.
B tier, good middle ground. Yeah, I guess.
And I'd, regardless of the version, even though Black Ops 1 Moon is definitely inferior, I'd put in B. If we, all right. I'd also put in B. Transit. Oh God. Oh, this map.
This is a map that you and me can agree, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the zombies community can agree that this map is 100% like it is allowed to be chat on. Everybody can agree. I don't think anybody has any differing opinions that this map is great, because it's not.
This map is complete garbage. We don't even. There's nothing. I genuinely can't list you a positive thing about this map. So let's just start. Berating it. Let's dig in. Dig into this shit.
Oh my god! It's like a 5-star everything you can eat buffet, except it's not good. It's just like, where do you even begin? I don't even know. Oh my god.
Okay, first off,
Fog. This map is fucking hideous.
This map is gross and brown, and it's just disgusting. And I get it. The Earth blew up. Understandable. Yeah. But the other two maps, Die Rise and Buried, look great. So what happened?
The only half decent looking part of this map is the power station, which actually looks pretty decent with the super bright white light. But that's really it.
That's it. Everything else is a gross shade of poop.
Oh boy! And speaking of power station, getting the Pack-a-Punch,
getting Pack-a-Punch is terrible. Having to run halfway across the map to do it.
And then it might not even work because they might have broken your fucking turbine down there. It's
okay, actually, there was one good thing that this map introduced. We'll get to that though. So yeah, the fog sucks, and I completely understand why it's in there. They needed it to get the map to run. But if you need to put in something as terrible as the transit fog to get your map to run, you've made a mistake somewhere in development. You need to retrace your steps and fix that first, okay?
Downsize the map exponentially.
Far too big for what it's trying to do. Way too big. It's huge. This is by far the biggest zombies map, and it just sucks.
No, it's not
90% of it has nothing in it.
Yeah. But the thing, one thing that I actually don't think is the worst that a lot of people hate is, the main focus of this map, the bus. I don't think people always talk about how it's really inconsistent. I don't have the biggest problem.
I don't
with
even
the
use
bus
it 90%
itself.
of the time, so I don't have a problem with it either.
Yeah, but I don't think it's terrible.
I don't think it's that bad either.
That is funny, obviously.
It is funny. It can be annoying, if it leaves you or you're just waiting for it. But you get parts to upgrade it, so it's not that bad, and it's a nice, safe form of transportation for the most part.
I feel like if you get Galvanuckles, there's just this makes the bus
so much easier. Yeah, because zombies can't just easily get in. You can easily kill them because they're sitting there.
No. I'm talking about because you can just run through the fog with
oh yeah. Well, I'm saying that the bus can also still be a safe mode of transportation if you have strong weapons. Galvanuckles especially. But
speaking of denizens,
to slow you down even more because the fog wasn't enough and the fire too.
Oh my
They're just annoying. I mean, it's just you're gonna break your right stick dealing with these things, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
They get in your face, to kill you fast if you don't do anything. They actually are pretty dangerous if you don't try to fight back. They're just annoying. They're a nuisance. What else is crap about this map? The wonder weapon. It's not even a wonder weapon, alright? It's a pile of garbage.
It's really shitty.
It does not deserve to be classified as a wonder weapon.
You get punished for using this weapon.
You have to go all the way across the map to get each part, and then build it, and then you use it for about 10 seconds, and it blows up.
Oh, and don't even remind me of the part where Mob of the Dead and Origins very much improved on this, but you can only carry one piece
part
at a time. That means if you're playing by solo, you're gonna want to get stamina.
Stamina up is crucial to this map. Glad stamina up is on this map. Unhappy PhD isn't. PhD would make the zombie explosions just much more bearable to deal with.
Exactly.
If no stamina up was on this map, actually, this would be inexcusably awful.
There's no excuse.
What other poop do we got to deal with? The lack of wall weapons in town, and really just in the map in general. It's just so barren.
The best training spot in the whole map, town, has no wall weapons.
It sucks.
It's like, what the hell? Yeah.
What else is there that I'm thinking of?
Oh, everything. The amount of just useless buildables that have no purpose.
The electric trap. I don't even know if it's any good. I've rarely used it. The turret, garbage. The turbine is pretty important, so
Yeah. One good thing this map did do
is the shield.
The zombie shield.
That is a crucial piece of zombies going forward, and that's like the only good thing Transit brings to the table is the zombie shield. That's it.
The zombie shield is great. I will give it that.
The cast is a mixed bag. Misty's pretty funny. We think Russman's pretty funny. She has knockers. We think Russman is pretty funny.
Yeah, Russman's hilarious because he's fucking like 97 years old or something like that. And
he has some pretty funny quotes. Stu is a little and then Marlton sucks.
Marlton's annoying.
So you got a bad cast to listen to while you walk through this fog of poop.
I mean, at least you have like a little bit of Richtofen talking to you.
Yeah, that can be funny every once in a while. At least it's a familiar voice. I think we just covered everything that's bad about it.
The thing about this map, though, is that you can't really blame it for being so bad. Because the map.
You know what? I think I can blame it for being so bad because they spent half the development time trying to make a bunch of mini games that they didn't even implement before realizing halfway through, oh crap, we have a story map to make. Quickly throw something together, and then we have transit. I thought about that, and I'm thinking, honestly, I can blame them for making the map this bad because they spent half the time in development not actually making it.
Yeah, that's a good point. And the other subsections of this map, besides one, are just infinitely better. Yeah, and I don't even like Farm, but I will admit that Farm is miles better than Transit.
Yeah.
And
so Town is obviously great. The Diners is okay.
We'll get there.
Power Station's okay, and the cornfield. Why is Noct in this map?
Why? Yeah, we weren't. I was gonna mention that earlier. Noct is in this map. A very dumbed down, only half the map.
What is one room?
What is the point?
What's the point?
Doesn't even make sense.
Hey, we have Noct here, and also Avogadro, who is
He's not that bad.
He's not that
He's really
bad.
not
Like
the
he's not
worst.
that. He's not the worst thing to kill, but he also gives you nothing. So like, what's the point? I think
Yeah.
we've just talked this map enough. We got our point across.
Yeah,
Transit sucks. F.
It's in garbage. It's garbage.
No,
This map is
no, because I would rather play Transit than any Black Ops 4 map.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So, but transit still is
You gonna put in garbage?
Terrible. I'm gonna put in garbage. Yeah.
Okay.
This map is.
Transit goes in garbage.
I cannot stand transit.
Bus
right.
Depot now.
And now we have an even worse map in my opinion.
Okay. I don't think Bus Depot's that bad. You're lagging. Hold on a minute. Well,
is the most and I don't care what anybody says, is the most bare bones map in zombies.
Worse
even
than Knocked, because at least Knocked gave you Mule Kick in Black Ops 1 and BO3. Like, it gave you a little something. This map has nothing but a box. It is Nocturne Toten, but smaller. Well, you're currently lagging and I can't hear you, so while you're struggling there, I'm gonna quickly rattle off some things about Busty. But no, I don't think this map is honestly that bad, because what it sets out to do is exactly what it does well, and it's to be bare bones and basically Knocked. Like, each map tries to give you a kind of a piece of World at War, whereas, Bus Depot is Knocked, Farm would be, Shinonuma / Verrucht with, a box and perks, but no pack, and then Town is Deriz. They kind of try to give you a piece of everything in this.
I guess, yeah, but...
And if Bus Depot is supposed to be Knocked, well, Knocked's already in C, so...
They really had to take the worst part of transit, the Bus Depot, the most forgettable part of transit, besides Power Station, but they didn't even make that map. And they made a map, and it is just, this map is not fun. It's not only...
It's fun to mess around on more than transit, at least.
I don't know, man. Transit at least has some kind of substance.
No,
There's
it doesn't. No. I'm okay. Well, look, differing opinion here. Okay, to you it does, but like, if you gave me a choice between Bus Depot and Transit, I'd rather play Bus Depot because at least I can have a laugh with it because it's like simple, I guess. Transit is nothing but suffering to me.
I don't know, man.
Like,
it's just...
Well, what's Bus Depot got? Nothing. A mystery box and a couple wall guns. Like, that's literally the entire map. It doesn't bring anything new to the table. It doesn't do anything. It's just Nocturne Toten, but smaller. I don't think it's the worst thing ever, though. I can at least have a little bit of fun with it. I'm gonna put it in D. It's not good by a mile. It's certainly not good, but at least I can have a fun time every once in a while in Bus Depot.
Did they really need to put the fire in this part of the in Bus Depot? Like,
yeah, why is there fire? I mean, I know it's in transit, but like, why is there fire?
Get rid of it.
Just get rid of it. It's annoying. Yeah.
I mean, the map would still be garbage, but I mean, at least it would like somewhat improve.
Yeah.
One thing they could have done that would have maybe made it a little better is put another one to it. I don't know, bring the Thunder Gun back. That would make the map really fun.
Put something silly in there. Screw. Why not bring the Winter's Howl back or something? Sure, I don't know.
Or hell, even throw a Pack-a-Punch machine in there. I wouldn't even mind that. Just
yeah, anything.
I fucking hate Bus. I think, in my opinion, all right, I think unless we're counting obviously besides the Black Ops 4 maps, Bus Depot is the worst, even worse than Transit. It is the crown jewel of garbage. It is in garbage. It is the crown jewel of garbage in zombies, besides Black Ops 4, obviously, because that's just like, yeah. It's the closest thing to Black Ops 4 that we've ever gotten that isn't Black Ops 4.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I could go the rest of my life never playing Bus Depot again, I would have zero problem with that.
Honestly, me too, but...
with a fucking smile on my face.
I don't hate it as much as you do. I don't even hate it at all. I just think it's not good.
Okay. All right, well, we talked for like 5 minutes. Fucking Bus
of all maps, and we spend less time on like Call of the Dead. Farm. I like Farm. You don't.
Farm. I don't like Farm. This map it's not the worst. It's definitely fucking leagues better than.
This might be
Bus
the map
Depot.
where we've had the most arguments on too. I think. Like of all things.
Oh my god, Farm. This map. I
like Farm. I like the simplicity.
One thing that I can't stand about this map, if you're playing with if you're not playing solo, like if you're playing solo, right, the training is fine.
There's one training spot. It's the middle. That's it. That's all you got.
What the fuck are you supposed to do with 4? Like, I'm actually
camp.
curious.
That's it. Camp.
Genuine.
There you go. Camp on the bit of the house that's broken in the corner. That's all you can do.
I mean, I suppose. At least there's perks. If Farm didn't have perks, it would be just down there with Bus Depot. This map has perks, which I think is thank God.
It has the OG4.
Map. What, sorry?
Has the original 4 perks, which, you know, they're very good. So double tap 2 is good. It makes up for it.
Double tap 2 is great, yeah. Yeah. Double tap 2 is really good. That was introduced in Transit.
Oh, you know what? We missed a crucial part of Transit.
What?
Tombstone.
Oh my god, we forgot about Tombstone.
We could also, you know, part that part. We'll discuss that in town. How about that?
I was just gonna say, let's wait till town.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, farm. Like, what's farm? Farm is just literally like what 3? It's 2 buildings, 3 quote unquote rooms. I mean, the barn itself isn't really a room, but that all the indoor areas are cramped, and there's only one outdoor area that's like, you know, the only open spot in the map. Like, it's not it's not very good, but
if you're playing with 2 players on this, one person's gonna be like doing fine down there, and the other person's gonna be struggling for the entire match because there's where the fuck are you supposed to camp? I guess with an RPD or a hammer is your only option.
Yeah,
basically.
It's just bare bones still. It at least has perks, but it doesn't really offer much. But personally, I really like farm still.
Running around the whole barn part of the farm is just suffering.
Good luck, you're gonna die.
It is so small in that area, especially at the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how
you get double tap up there, yeah.
The scaffolding up there is just like oh my god, good luck.
So where did you put farm?
I would put farm in D tier. It is not as bad as Transit and Busty, but it's the second best of the Green One maps. And I think but I don't think it's good.
I personally
I don't like. I wouldn't erase farm from existence, but I'm gonna be honest. If I never had to play farm, I wouldn't really care.
Yeah.
Because thank God. Let's just be honest. Thank God, town is good.
Town exists because town is great.
Green Run would just be the most. Oh my God, most
town
disgusting
is just like
thing ever.
It's just like Kino, but simpler, really.
It is. Okay, so yeah, this is a good transition into town because town is S tier. Let's be honest here.
Yeah,
it is one of the most.
It doesn't bring anything new to the table, but just the fact that this is the only good map on disc, if you don't have DLC, just saves it. It saves everything.
Exactly.
Like without town, Black Ops 2 at launch would have been complete trash.
This map is a diamond in the rough with all this. It is surrounded by garbage, but this map is very good. It is the best, easily the best section of Transit. Yep. You know, and they singled it out, put just town. It is honestly the perfect, simple map. I could fucking put a controller in my mother's hands. She's never played fucking zombies a second in her life. She'd be able to understand this map if I explain it to her. It's not hard. This map is can you agree with me if I said this? This map, if you were to introduce somebody to zombies, this would be the perfect map to do it.
I'd say it's even more perfect than Kino.
Well, I honestly, because there's nothing you have to do.
Like there's like two doors to buy, or I got 3. I actually forgot about the bar the bank because I never opened it.
There is. Oh, you're right. No, there is 3. You're right. There's the bank.
It's so simple. You know, you got a good selection of perks to choose from. Mostly Tombstone. Pack-a-Punch is sitting right there. You know, it's in the big fire pit. It's a little bit of risk to go and use it, but it's right there. Like it's the most simple map that you can really get and still be good. You know, there's a couple rooms. There's good training spots, plenty of good training spots, plenty of good camping spots. Your perks are there. The box is easy to find. There's only 2 places for it. It's good. You know, the wall weapons are in good places too.
And since you and me are always, playing together, there's 2 great training spots, and they're equally good as long as you keep that bank door closed. You're fine.
Yeah,
you get there easily.
The
I think our highest is like 39 or something.
Yeah, our highest is 39. The only bad part of this map is the bank. That's it, because it's very cramped in there, easy to die. And if you open that, it kind of screws up one of the only good training spots on the map. So. Yeah, and you don't even need speed cola, so town doesn't do anything as crazy as the previous maps, but just the fact that we have town in Black Ops 2 as alongside the other Green Run maps just boosts it. You know, this is the perfect beginner zombies map.
It is an amazing map, and it is nothing complicated at all. But that's what I think. This map is what Noct should have been, something along these lines.
Yeah. Obviously, that kind of stuff wasn't planned yet at the time, but like if Noct was this, Noct would be incredible.
Noct would be incredible. This map is fantastic. Let's be honest. 90% of the time, you and me are even touching Green Run is when we're playing town.
It's literally just town. Like every once in a while, we'll force ourselves to suffer through Bus Depot or Transit.
Yeah, once in a blue moon.
Farm the least, honestly.
Honestly, yeah.
But there's only one thing that really stands out about town to me, like apart from the fact that it's the best of the Transit maps, but Tombstone. Like I know it's on Transit, but you're never buying it on Transit because that is actually one of the worst things you could have done to yourself. You just spawn halfway across the map from your Tombstone. It sucks. Now Tombstone is not a very good perk, but it doesn't hurt town anyway, and it honestly works on town because the map's so small.
It's so small, and again, if you're playing with this map is made for beginners, it really is. It's not,
Yeah.
and I think Tombstone's a good beginner's perk.
It is.
It's a good crutch, and it is also obviously Tombstone's good for getting the 6 perk glitch, which is something that you can't.
It's not even a big deal, but yeah.
Yeah. I think the selection of perks on this map is really good.
Just
If I had to
PhD
choose,
instead of Tombstone would be.
I was just gonna say, I think if I could exchange Tombstone for something like Deadshot or something, it would be infinitely better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like Deadshot's not even the greatest thing in the world, but it's still the improvement.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The fire on this map is not that bad.
It's not even that bad.
It's really not that hard.
I would like PhD just so that Mustangs and the War Machine would be better and the RPG.
Yeah.
That's really it. That's the only reason why. So town's great, no doubt. Nuketown.
Yeah. Nuketown. Wait, make sure to update my list. I put
I did.
town S.
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
And by the way, we are still recording. We're good. An hour in.
BO2 Nuketown. Nuketown is very good. I love Nuketown. It does have flaws though. I don't think it's S tier. It's a really good map. We don't play it all that much. Actually,
you know why? Because we suck at it and we die too easily.
We are terrible.
We never do far. We never get far on this map.
we have though. We
do. Like, yeah. But it's just like most of the time we play this map, we don't get very far. So, Nuketown, it takes the classic, beloved Nuketown of Black Ops 1 and makes it a zombies map. Sounds like a cool thing. And honestly, it is. It honestly isn't that bad of a map. Like, it's a bit cramped. It's a bit tough. But, there's 2 really good training spots in the backyards. So I think that makes up for it, layout-wise.
Also, I think this map actually flows really well. Like, and they introduced a couple really pretty interesting guns. They introduced the LSAT.
The LSAT and the M27.
I think that those guns actually fit really well into
actual Black Ops 2 weapons, that are good.
Now, obviously, there's one big glaring poop stain on this map.
Really, the only flaw with this map is the random perks. Yeah. Because you could get Jug on round 23.
And let's be honest, you and me are not surviving that long.
No way, without Jug. You're very good at zombies to go that far without Jug.
It's very irritating.
It is. And Pack-a-Punch being thrown in the mix, being random too, just decreases your chance of getting Jug early.
Yeah.
The random, I feel like if Jug was guaranteed first, I would have no problem with the random perks at all.
Right. Yeah.
But Nuketown overall, it doesn't have much to offer. It doesn't bring anything new to the table, but it's just like Tim Hansen said in his little retrospective. It's just like a fun map to play every once in a while.
Yes,
it's not much simple. It's like Town, but a little more.
Yeah. I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, Town, but a little less.
Yeah, it's just I think Nuketown's the worst version of Town, but Nuketown, it's still fun.
Yeah, it's still fun. I don't hate this map.
I don't hate this map in any way.
There's a couple unique things. I like the truck in the middle. That's basically just an equipment room. There's a bunch of stuff on the inside there. The door that we never ever purchase can be useful if you need a max ammo at the right time.
We always
the shed that we just never get it. I think there's a nice amount of box locations around the map. Those are well placed and all that.
And for lore reasons, I really like how this map takes place during Moon.
Yeah, it's tied with Moon. Yeah,
and once you get to round
25,
once you get past round 25, everything, that's cool. All the zombies have blue eyes because of the shit going on Moon with the Easter egg and all that.
That's great.
Yes,
so Nuketown doesn't do anything special, but the only way I could say improve this is to make Jug come first, guaranteed, then have everything else be random, and then after that. After round 25, start dropping in the rest of the 4 perks in Black Ops 1 at random.
Yes, that is what we've always talked about, that would be really good.
There's so many perk location, random spots for them to drop, and only 5 of them get used, use all of them. So Nuketown, I put it in B.
Move on, yeah. Honestly, I think I'd put in... I'd say B. B work. Well, yeah, sure, we're good, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Die Rise.
Here comes our...
Really, the only reason we wanted to do this list, right?
Honestly. Now, would you like to explain what your opinion was last time you did this?
So last time I played Die Rise, I think I put it below Transit, actually. I think, here's what I put. I think I put Transit in D and Die Rise in F. I said Transit sucks, and everyone knows that, but at least I can have fun with it every once in a while. No, I can't. After playing Transit a bunch recently, no. That's not true. Die Rise was the one where I'm like, no matter what, I can't enjoy this map. that is a complete flip-flop. Like, that, my opinion has changed drastically on Die Rise.
This is easily our hottest zombie take ever. Everybody hates this map.
Everybody dumps on Die Rise, says it's the worst zombies map, and honestly, it's just because the zombies YouTubers, the popular people, said it's bad, and it just kind of stuck. No one forms their own opinions on Die Rise. That's, I think, the biggest issue. Me and you have started playing Die Rise a good amount the past few months, and we've had a lot of fun with it.
It's a very fun map. I will admit it does have its flaws. It's not perfect.
It does have plenty of flaws.
It can be a little annoying navigating around the map without the trample scheme. It gets very irritating sometimes. But I honestly feel like when you get set up on this map it's a really solid map.
It's got got a very good camping spot and a very good wonder weapon, and that's really all you need for a fun zombies map.
And if you want to train, perfect training spot is that room right beside the upside down box. That room.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a great map.
Also a great training spot as well. The rooftop is too.
This liquefier is a really good wonder weapon.
Very cool wonder weapon.
Unique. Very unique, but yeah, you got to be careful with it because you can slip off.
It's buildings. A buildable wonder weapon that doesn't suck ass.
Yeah. Exactly,
well, I mean, to be fair, there's also the stabs, and so but So yeah, Die Rise gets a lot of crap, but I think it's definitely better. Some good things, obviously the wonder weapon. It's got plenty of space in the open areas. I'm trying to think. Parts of this map are pretty gross and disgusting, but there are parts of this map that also look really beautiful, especially when you're on the rooftop in the sky. Yeah. It looks great. The map is a bit of a maze sometimes, which does suck. And one of the biggest problems I have with this map is the linear design of it. Basically, there's so many one-way areas. Like, you have to go up the elevators to get to the roof. You have to go down the elevator shaft or go down the slide thing to get to the other building. You basically have to loop this map to go and do things. It's annoying. Like, I think Die Rise has a lot more flaws than has good things, but I still find it fun. The elevators suck because it's random. Perks are randomized every time. So you try to get a perk, it might not ever come. You might not ever find it, or it goes away right when you get to it. Pack can leave with your gun in it. I've had that only happen to me one time, but it's something I complain about.
Jumping jacks, they're really not that bad.
I used to think they were the worst thing ever. I hated them, but once you figure out how you can cheese them pretty easily, they're not that bad either.
They're extremely, honestly, not that hard to kill and get. They're one of the easiest free perks you can get in zombies. I'd say they're really not.
They can still be difficult if you're just not prepared for them. Yeah, they are a good challenge. I do think they're a little lazy just reusing the Nova Crawler skin. They could have done something different.
Yeah, but I mean, they still act different.
There is the trample steam, which is a very good buildable. It helps you maneuver around the map way better. You can make some really cool jumps with it and skip big chunks of the map. The trample steam is honestly one of the big keys to Die Rise, and we never use it. It cuts your travel time big time. That's one of the most important pieces. You don't have to do the linear design crap.
One thing we're forgetting, Who's Who.
Who's Who. I was going to get to it eventually, but Who's Who... Well, I don't... This isn't a perk video, but I'll just put it shortly. Everyone says Who's Who sucks, and on this map, yes, it sucks. But if you put it on a map like what, Town or Kino, a smaller map, with, not one-way paths, it actually would be really good.
Yeah, I think what you said about the one-way passes,
that's what makes it bad. And also,
the fact that
every time
with an MX-11, what are you supposed to do?
If you got at least one of the weapon that you went down with, it'd be a lot easier to revive yourself. Yes. Another issue is you always end up tending to go down in the cramp spots. Obviously, it's gonna suck trying to revive yourself without jugging a cramp spot. So that's another issue with Who's Who. I don't think Who's Who's the worst perk, and I don't think it's even that bad. It just sucks on this particular map.
Also, this map introduces the AN-94
as a wall weapon, and the SVU, two great wall weapons, and the PW.
And the PW.
Where were these in transit? They should have been in transit, man. Seriously.
Exactly, yeah. Should have put them in fucking town, Put them in, Anyway.
I'm trying to think of...
This
well, yeah, go.
The training... Or sorry, not the training spot. The camping spot at the escalator is really good if you have two players. It's just a little risky because there's a little hole right in front of it that you can
just drop off the map and die.
I'll fall into my death there. I will say that sometimes the map feels very inconvenient with the, with a lot of the shit that we're placing on. Yeah. But this map, I think, is a fine map, and I will die on that hill. Die Rise, I will literally go down swinging. You type that opinion to the zombie subreddit, you would be eaten alive.
Yes, you would. There is
thrown to the wolves. There is no mercy.
One big thing that people hate about this map that I don't understand. And, you know, typically I really hate when people say get good, but this is genuinely a get good moment. One of people's biggest issues with Die Rise is the fall damage and the fact that you can die by falling off the map. And and here's the thing. Just get good, all right? There's only one the PhD troll. Like, the fact that they show PhD to you, but you can't buy it when it would fit perfectly with this map, with the no fall damage thing, and people complain about that. And honestly, here's what I say. PhD not being in this map is a good thing. Alright? Because there's only one part of this map that you ever actually take fall damage, and that's that elevator shaft with all the crap in it that takes you to the
N94. With the galvanicles down there, yeah.
That's the only part of the map where you're forced to take fall damage, and yeah, you can die in there pretty easily, and it sucks to die in there, but if you just take your time, it's not a problem. Falling off the map in general is just an issue of skill. You just need to, you know, learn to controls and jump better. It's not that bad. Be careful, you know? You don't need to take risks and do some crazy jump and then fall off and die. It isn't necessary. If you play your cards right...
and blame the map.
Exactly. Like, you suck at the jump and then blame the map, that's a you problem, alright? If you play your cards right, you play carefully, the fall damage and dying from falling off the map isn't a bad thing. The point of this map is it's a vertical map. The challenge is the verticality. Why would you put something in that takes the challenge away? The whole point is that it's Die Rise. Putting PhD in would be stupid. I don't think it should be in the map, and I'm glad it isn't.
Yes. Alright, now that wraps up our hottest zombies.
Hottest zombies take. Die Rise is not an F tier map. No way.
I'd say honestly, it's A tier. It's a very solid map. I don't care what anybody says.
Put it that high personally. I put it in B. But I can understand why you say A. I still think it has far too many flaws for A. But it is a fun map, and it has some good things about it.
I remember when you and me were, like, discovering that this map was good. We were like, oh, Die Rise, this map sucks. We're playing it.
The more we played it...
Wait, hold on a second.
Wait, this is actually good.
Yeah. So I'm telling anybody who's watching this, if you hate Die Rise, just clear your mind and just of any opinion and just go play it. If you still dislike it, that's fine. But just try to clear your mind of any outside opinions and just make your own. You know, maybe you'll end up coming out and liking this map.
Yeah. Just one last thing before we wrap up Die Rise. One of my most recent memory, like having a really fun time in zombies, was one time when you went down. I don't remember if you're in the same building or you're in the building with all the perks, but at some point you went down and it was just me and like with no jug, just struggling and being like super scared of getting hit and just like fighting through just a huge horde of zombies and just like slipping through them with no jug. How exhilarating that is. How scary it is not having jug and having to go and get you. Like, that's so fun. I love that. And Die Rise, it happened on Die Rise because this map is not that badly designed despite the flaws. Like, it was fun to play that. Mob of the Dead. Here's one that we'll probably have a different opinion on too, but not as drastic as 5.
Okay, so I know what your opinion is going to be on this one. Every time we play Mob of the Dead, I mean, besides that time we got to round 40, which was really good. We got to round 40 on this map. I just want to brag about that. But yeah,
casual player.
Map, I think Mob Dead is a fantastic map. I do think it is a little tedious. A lot of so much running, or like on par with Origins.
There's so much time you spend just not killing zombies, and I'm just like, what?
Exactly. Yeah. There's so much time running around. I really like the dogs. The
Cerberus, cool. And it's like the classic 3-head quest, the 3 teleporters, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To get the Hell's Retriever, I think the Hell's Retriever is really interesting. The Blundergat, the Vitrolic Withering, and the Acid Gat are just
being able to upgrade
really
it is cool. It's a very cool wonder weapon on its own.
One thing that I think is a big flaw of this map, though, is it is very tight. This map is hard to train on.
I would say it's certainly worse than Shang. I think so, because Shang does have a little bit of open space. Like, there's only 2 parts of this whole map that really have a lot of open space. It's the docks. Well, it's excluding the bridge. Okay, 3. The docks, the rooftop, and the cafeteria. The rest is just
Where do you
very
train?
camp.
When I train in the cafeteria?
When you're training the cafeteria, I'm just going anywhere I can find.
Oh, okay.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It's a very cramped map, and it makes it very hard, and... You know, with all the running around you have to do, and, you know, Jug being so far away, it just starts to get on your nerves when you get blocked by a zombie, have to turn around, or you get cornered because it's just so tight, and you have to go run all the way across the map and use the gondola, or run through the tunnels to get Jug. Jug is too far out of the way, and it really hurts this map, in my opinion.
Yeah, I will admit that like if you're like let's say you're training where I am, right? In the what's called the cafeteria, and you die, you have to run all the way up past the dog, take the gondola, spend 750 points, go down through that tight little hallway, and then get Jug. And then I don't know if you remember last time we played Mob, I actually died there because I couldn't
Yep.
buy the fucking thing, buying Jug.
Yeah.
So
Another big
yeah.
complaint I have with this map is the doors are just stupidly priced. They're too expensive, and it's not fun
Yeah.
to have to spend all of my points instead of getting perks or weapons on doors instead.
Yeah, the doors are extremely expensive for no reason whatsoever.
What else is there? Brutus is an interesting boss.
Afterlife. You
Oh,
didn't even mention
oh yeah,
Afterlife.
well, I'll get to that in a second. Brutus is a fine boss. He's not too
He's
hard.
not-
He gives you a good reward.
He's not that-
If you don't kill him, he can be annoying because he does lock your stuff, but it's not that bad as long as he doesn't do too many things. He's a good boss, I'd say. He's a good balanced boss.
But on late game, when you have like 100, it's really not even.
It's
a
not
big deal if you lock
even
it.
who cares about unlocking the box at that point. Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Afterlife is an interesting thing because it's not really a new way to play, but it completely changes how you open the map.
Yeah, there's no longer just a single power switch, which there was for pretty much every map before this that had power. But instead, there is a little. It's hard to explain, honestly. Like a mode you go into where you spawn in an afterlife where you have to shock things, each
I like
individual
that,
thing.
being able to shock
And
things,
I like it.
and
I like it too.
you can pass through the walls. You can open the map with it. There's also some Easter eggs and little side quests that you can do using Afterlife, and you can revive yourself. You can take the zombies away for a short time. I think it's good. I think it's a nice little. It's a different way to open the map up, and it's different enough that it feels like it belongs there. It's not just a gimmick.
Yeah,
and you can also use it to save your ass too. If you're about to go down, just run to an Afterlife switch and save yourself a moment.
Yes, and there is no quick revive in this map because of Afterlife, and I mean obviously that makes completely what the hell would the point of having
quick revive be when you can just revive yourself anyways, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this map is really good. It does have its flaws though. There's a lot to talk about. This map.
The Easter egg is beautiful.
The Easter egg
the headphones
really
drop is
really
funny.
cool.
It's a running gag.
Yeah, the running gag. Yeah.
It's a great Easter egg. The Pack-a-Punch is very tedious. That's like one of my problems. It's like a fetch quest that honestly doesn't feel that rewarding, because you have to just go back and forth between you'll pick up two parts as you go along, and then be like, well, I'm here. I wish I could just pick this part up, but no, I have to go back, and it is back to one part at a time, which sucks. It's still one part at a time at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, well, not for everything. Not
for everything. Just the plane parts. But once you get that out of the way, the plane flight and the bridge are really cool, and Pack-a-Punch is really cool. The electric chair, skip back, all that stuff. Like it's good. And it's just...
I actually have a problem with Pack on this map. Is that going to the bridge and everything is really cool, and it's a really great training spot. Except there's one problem. You don't get drops on the bridge. I mean, you get one single drop, and then as long as you're there, you don't get drops, which is obviously a huge problem.
Yeah,
because,
you can't train there forever.
You can't train there forever, which is really dumb, because that is honestly the best training spot on the whole map, even better than the cafeteria, but it's not viable for longer than like 2 rounds, because eventually you're going to run out of ammo, and there's nothing you can do. There's no wall guns or anything down there, it's just Pack-a-Punch. And it is extremely annoying.
I like the little side quests that you can do. You can get the Golden Spork or the Hell's Redeemer if you go out of your way to do that. I like those little side quests.
Yeah.
You don't usually never do it, but if you do, they're useful items to have.
We've hardly brought up Easter egg songs in this, but I love Rusty Cage by Johnny
Rusty Cage
Cash.
is great, and also Where Are You Going is also incredible too.
Yeah.
What else? I feel like there's something important that we're missing, and I don't know. No, everything we covered. Like the general layout of the map is not too difficult to understand. It's not really confusing. It's just very tight and sometimes very unfun to deal with.
It can be.
One problem. Actually, there's something that we're forgetting, and now I remembered it. Electric Cherry is introduced in this map, and it actually would, unlike most of the other perks in this game, would return at some point.
Yeah, I think this is obviously the map where Electric Cherry shines the most.
Because it's close quarters.
Electric Cherry, I'm going to be honest with you, is not a very good perk. But if you're counting, if Electric Cherry was in this map and this map only, like 90% of the perks in fucking Black Ops 2, I think it would be like a B tier perk. It would be a solid
I can understand that. I never buy it though. I personally don't think it.
Who the hell? Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna use like Electric Cherry and Origins. Like it's just too big and
Yes,
open. You have a
yeah,
staff too. Like you don't need
exactly,
it.
yeah.
I personally don't think Electric Cherry is all that incredible. I know a lot of people always buy it instead of Deadshot. I always get Deadshot just because I like the effects it has, and also I just really love the perk. And that's one of the small complaints I have. This map only has 5 perks, so you're going to almost always leave out Deadshot, which sucks.
Yeah.
You know,
I think Stamina Up should have been in this map.
Stamina Up should have been in this map, and they have 6 perks. It gives you a bit more to work with, yeah, because this map is pretty big, and it does get annoying to run around. But, you know, I play Mob over the years. It's kind of gotten sour on me. And I put this in A, I think, last time. I'm gonna drop it to B because like it's a great map, but like as I played it more, I've just started to not like it as much.
Fair enough. Well, 2 more things I just want to mention. These traps in this map are very unique. There's the acid trap, and then there's
the fan trap, the acid trap, and the sniper trap. Yeah. You can also make the sniper trap shoot rockets. It's funny.
Yeah. One more thing. There's a lot of unique guns in this map. AK-47, the Uzi, the Tommy gun. Really cool, interesting guns that never came back. Besides the Tommy gun, Thompson came. Sorry, the M1927 came back. Let's move on because we don't got much time.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention again at the beginning of the video. This is Treyarch only. Only Treyarch Zombies maps.
Yes,
I'll put that. I'll just put that in a big fat text on the screen at the beginning. Yeah, all right, we're an hour and a half in. Can we hammer out the rest of this? I think we can. Buried, incredible, huge, innovative map. There's so many cool things in Buried.
That fast. I want to have a decent video here.
All right. Well, Buried has got a lot to offer. Okay, there's so much this map brings in that's unique to Buried. It's very good.
This is the most unique Zombies map in history.
I'd say so.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
You and me. There are so many things. Like I honestly, like I'm telling you right now, we're going to talk about this map. By the time we're done, we will probably not have mentioned even half the stuff.
Yeah,
there is so much things in this map.
One of the things I want to point out, and I didn't mention with Mob, but Buried also has it. Both these maps have incredible atmosphere.
Really good, really good atmosphere. This is the this is the final Victus map, and I think this map is just
makes up for the previous 2.
I mean, well, previous one, according to us. But Buried is just, there's so many things. God, where do you even begin talking about
I think the biggest point is Leroy or Arthur, whatever you want to call him. I'm going to call him Leroy. It's just easier for us. That's how we know him.
He's funny. Yeah.
He makes funny sounds. He opens up so much to do. Like, he is the most crucial part of this map. He opens up all the barriers that you need to get anywhere you need to, and you get rewarded with points for it. So it's worth doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to mention he can lock in the box, yes.
That is very helpful, and there is also a lot of interesting, really cool things in the box in this map. The time bombs.
The time bomb is cool.
You and me don't ever really mention
because we never get it.
Yeah, but the paralyzer is also
cool thing. The paralyzer is an incredible weapon.
Breaks the whole map.
Yep.
Then there's the cowboy gun, the Remington.
The Remington New Model Army, which replaces the Python.
Yes.
A fitting. The Mark II was introduced in this map. Can't forget that. That's huge.
There's this map. This map is great, but it had there's a huge problem with it. It's way too easy.
It basically suffers the Shinonuma problem. Like, it brings a lot to the table, but it's just it's too easy.
Exactly, and the witches are another flaw I have with this map. They're very annoying. They're also extremely hard to not be touched by. Sometimes it feels like you're not even near them, and they'll take your money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
the witches are annoying. And the maze,
they come around corners. Yeah, specifically last game.
Last time we played Buried, the freaking box ended up in the maze, which has never happened to me before.
Yeah, because we were doing a wall guns only challenge or something, weren't we?
We were doing a 2-box. That's what it was.
Oh, right.
So we didn't bother locking the box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's more than that too. What else is there? There's introduced Vulture Raid, which is a very good perk as well. Pick up bonus points of ammo and, points, and the green smoke, which basically is in plain sight, or zombie blood before that existed.
Pretty much makes you invincible for
a short time,
few seconds, yeah. The paralyzer plus Voltrate is just makes this map way too easy.
Yeah.
It's just that is a huge flaw with this map.
There's the cave system, which is a cool little maze-like area that you never you never really go into, but it's cool. We never talked about the Easter egg on Die Riser Transit, by the way, because we've never completed it. Together. And last time I'd done that was years ago. So same with Buried. Like, it's got a really cool Easter egg from what I know. I've never fully completed it though. But the fact that you could do
Yeah.
2 different sides for each of these maps was really cool, and especially in Buried because the steps are very different. As if I recall, I'm not too sure, but I think that's the case. The story-wise, so that's cool. You know, there's probably more that we're just forgetting about. Like, what else is
Like
there?
I said,
You know,
like I said, there's so much to this
there
map.
there is a ton to this map.
Oh, the buildables. Talk
The
about
buildables, yes, there's plenty of buildables in this map. The subsurface resonator, like your key to high rounds, that thing is overpowered, even though it doesn't last very long. You know, the trample steam and turbine return, but the head trap, or whatever it's called, the head chopper, also is here too. You know, so they have
pretty decent,
4 big buildables. You know, Leroy can build all of them for you. He can do so much too. You know, the stuff like holding a crawler, which we utilized last time.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much
there's so
to
much,
unpack.
And there's also the chalk drawings. You
The
can
chalk
take
drawings,
chalk
yeah,
from
and put them
inside
anywhere
the
you
building.
want. That's very useful, and you get points for it. Like the game rewards you for exploring and doing things, and that's like the design of a good map right there. It's also got good camping spots. It doesn't really have many. It doesn't have any good training spots, but there's plenty of good camping spots on this map as well.
None that really come to mind. Yeah. This map is getting points in this map is so easy.
Yeah.
It is like not. You could get 10,000 points without even using the bank on round 1. Obviously, if you just utilized everything perfectly.
Yeah,
you know,
it is very easy to make bank in this map.
Yeah. Also, it's extremely easy to get free perks. You basically, So, but let's move on because there's
a lot to Buried, and it's such a unique map. It innovated a ton. Most of those didn't stick around forever, but like it's just there's so much specifically unique to Buried, and it's an incredible map. I'm gonna put it in A.
I'm gonna put it in A as well. Yeah, I do think it being so easy is definitely a big flaw.
It's up here too.
Keeps it from being S.
Origins.
Good
God, where do we even start with Origins?
There's so much to unpack for Mob, Origins, and
Buried.
Buried.
Black Ops 2's like second half was really good. Yeah, screw it. All the DLC in Black Ops 2 was great.
Honestly, yeah.
All right, Origins. Where do we start?
Oh boy. This map is probably the best map in Zombies. I don't think
it might just be of the simple maps. Derice is the best. Of the complex maps, it's Origins.
Origins is the king. This map is amazing.
There is a lot to work with here. I think
there's so much.
I'll start with basics. The cast is a younger, newer, different versions of our Ultimate crew. So we have different personality. Like they're still roughly the same personalities. They're a little toned back, but it gives you a new perspective for these characters. I like that. I like them being different. Because you ran with this crew for almost the entirety of Black Ops 1. It was nice to get something fresh out of them.
Yeah, and the staffs obviously.
The staffs are the key part, the big part of this map.
Main focal point of this whole map. 3/4 of them are really are good. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, the staffs they're so unique and they're all so fun to build. I won't lie. Like even if one of them is really bad, you gotta admit, like they're all
at least fun to build. Like
they're fun to build.
This is unlike Mob. This is a fetch quest that feels like you're being rewarded. I think that's the key part of Origins. Once you learn the map and know where everything spawns in, sure it goes like clockwork, but it still feels like you're making progress towards something good. Collecting all the parts for all the staffs, collecting the zombie shield parts and the Maxis drone, which is unique to this map. That's another not incredibly crazy change or addition, but it's nice to have. That's a bonus thing. But building the staffs and then doing your upgrades for them, it feels like we're making progress. It feels like I'm accomplishing something.
Exactly, yeah. And there's also the dig sites where if you at the
dig sites are unique.
You can get a shovel, and there's dig sites all around the map. You can undig all sorts of stuff. You can undig a zombie. You can undig a gun.
Grenades.
Bonus points.
Double points.
Grenades, and eventually, when you get a golden shovel, after you've dug up enough, you get a golden shovel, which can be used to get more perks.
Yeah, get an upgrade. You can use that to get more perk bottles. And almost all the perks are in there that like the
Pretty
perks
much,
the perks that actually recur throughout Zombies aren't one-offs actually show up here. So you get the extra perk bottles, you get the golden helmet, the giant robots. The giant robots, they're a cool hazard. They scare you, catch you off once in a while. Those are cool. The Wonder Fizz was introduced in this map, which would come back in many Zombies maps.
Yes, pretty much every Black Ops.
Basically, the
map's
mystery
shadows.
box for perks.
Mm.
What else is there? I think the general map layout is. Hold on a second.
Generators.
The generator. Okay, yeah. The generators are like the things for Doris. It makes you use every section of the map. This map is very good in layout. I think the beginning is a little cramped and tough. I would have rather kept that section for later. But I can understand keeping you confined in these trenches, you know, giving you two different paths to take to explore the map with these two generators, and then opening it all up once you get past, you know, the workshop into no man's land. But, you know, each part of this map is used. The spawn room is used. Both paths to get to the workshop are used. You know, 4 to 5 off to the side, 6 way in the back with the church, and the mound right in the middle. Everything is laid out well. Everything feels used, like you said.
Like, I feel like having the generators is a genius idea. Because instead of just flipping the power switch on, right, you have to visit each. Like, tell me, there is not a single part of this map that has 0 use.
Yeah,
there's not literally
everything has use. Even stuff like the tank tracks that you'd never go down, they have use. There's perk bottles there, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Even the smallest parts of the maps have use.
And the tank. How can we not talk about the tank?
The tank is a fun way to transport around the map.
Yeah.
Use that again in your quest. You know, there's other small things like the G Strike. You know, that side quest, you get basically just better monkey bombs. It's a tough
Thunder Punch.
The Thunder Punch, yep. The little rewards box too that you get for completing challenges.
There's so much in
which would also be a recurring thing in other maps.
Yeah.
Those would be brought back, like stuff like that.
The challenges, right?
Yeah, stuff like that's just great. Like, there is so much to unravel in Origins, and it's all just beautifully bundled together.
This map is almost perfect. This map is so close. Would you say this is the closest to perfect?
To perfect we can get. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if the only flaws I can think of in this map is the Panzer and BL3, and that's it.
I'm sorry. You're forgetting one particular staff.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry. No, don't worry. I'm not gonna forget about it. Okay. Aside from that, the Panzer, a cool boss who's very,
really cool
he's a good balanced boss in Black Ops 2. He's scary. He can kill you, but you can kill him. In Black Ops 3, he'll kill you, and you can't do anything about it.
Black Ops 3 version, he's OP as hell. Unless you have like a shot.
The Black Ops 3 version is just a downgrade. I'm not even gonna talk about it. I just don't like that version.
Yeah.
It isn't just inferior. But, you know, there's environmental hazards like the robots and the mud. It makes it hard to maneuver. You have to, pick your choices, where you go. It adds a lot of thinking to zombies. It's great. I feel like there's something else I'm missing here.
There's so much to this
There's
map.
an Easter egg, probably the biggest Easter egg yet.
Yeah.
Plenty
what
of
about the crazy place?
The crazy place, yeah. Where that place also, the falling rocks and stuff, that might be another flaw. Those are annoying.
It's a little annoying,
the walls getting in the way. That sucks because it can screw
up. But
you.
after you've upgraded your staff, you're hardly ever in there.
Yeah, you really never go back unless you're doing the Easter egg.
This is one of the best Easter eggs, I'd say, probably.
Yeah, definitely. It feels very rewarding, There's like one thing I feel like I'm missing here that's crucial for Origins, and I don't know what it is.
There's the MG08 is introduced.
Yeah, that's what it was. The weapons. This map introduced a lot of cool weapons. The KSG, the Scar H, the Scorpion, the MG08, the time period, World War I. That's unique to this map. No other map did that.
The Mauser as well.
The Mauser, a unique starting pistol, which is very good too when you pack it. This map introduced a lot of good things. But there's one thing that this map introduced that pisses me off. All right, let's just, before we move on from Origins, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but this map introduced the Ice Staff. Now, I don't care about your round 112. I don't care about what any of the community says. All right, you can go, to the goddamn cows come home about how the Ice Staff is the greatest wonder weapon in zombies. It is not. It is complete trash. I don't care that it can take it around 112 and high rounds. It doesn't matter. The fact that this thing can't kill on an insta-kill, it is garbage. Upgraded or not, it sucks. You get cornered, you're dead. You try and use the charge shot on an insta-kill, they'll just run through and kill you anyways. This staff sucks. I don't care. Use your charge shot, you waste your ammo. It's just garbage. It can't kill the panzers, it can't kill anything. This is one of the worst weapons in zombies. This is one of the worst wonder weapons, period. If not the worst. I like the VR11 more than the Ice Staff. This one staff takes this map down from an S to a B to me. No, it doesn't actually, but I really hate the Ice Staff, and that's like the biggest flaw of this map for me.
Easily, and it's and it's an optional thing. Like, you
It's
don't
an
have
optional
to
thing,
have-
so I can't. I use the wind staff. Like that's my favorite one most of the time. So
I couldn't even imagine having to use the
I-
ice stuff for 112 rounds. I would go insane.
oh, there's also like I mean, at least you can make a zombie blow. The zombie blow was introduced. There you go. There's a new drop, and the blood money too. Yeah. So Origins, no doubt S.
Yes, there's no argument there.
All right, I got about 10 minutes to rattle through the rest of these. At this point, I think we should just take our time, and I'll rewatch the, you know what I'm talking about.
That's probably
Shadows.
All right, here's another opinion that we're gonna have.
Very
I
drastic.
think
Go.
Shadows is very. Can you hear me?
Yeah. No, I mean, like,
Yeah.
go. Tell me. Give your opinion on this
yeah,
thing.
yeah, I think Shadows is a really fun map. I think it's a great map. I think it's the atmosphere is fucking probably honestly the best atmosphere. And I know you don't like this map, but I think you can even agree with me
No,
on that.
I can agree that this map has an incredible atmosphere, an incredible setting. I think it's great.
I think the whole Apothicon server, I really don't think this map is that tedious. When I first played this map, I remember thinking this map was too overcomplicated. If you just take like 2 hours to just learn the map, it's not that hard. It's not too bad to like build the swords and build the Apothicon servant and everything. It's not even that bad. And when you do get all set up, this map is really, really fun and solid. And obviously, this is the opening to Black Ops 3. So there is so much to unpack with Gobblegums that in itself is its own fucking video. We'll touch on Gobblegums, but we're not gonna like dive deep into them because that's a whole other thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so much to unpack with Shadows. It's a really big map. The characters are probably the weakest part of this map. They're really forgettable.
The cast sucks for the most part.
Yeah. One thing that I want to mention that I think nobody else would mention, but this is just very special to me. The spawn room. This is one of the best spawn room challenges. If you ever want to do a starting room only challenge for me, this map is very fun to do that. I just want to tell anybody to maybe give it a try. It's really fun. I've got to like around 21 or something like that. And anyway, another thing, Fumigator, obviously, really good. Do you want to talk about Beast?
Yeah.
The Fumigator is basically a shovel from Origins.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So, here's what I got to say about Shadows. Like, you said there's a lot of good things, right? Here's my problem with that, is that it's just repetitive. Okay, so, yeah. The Fumigator is basically just the shovel from Origins, okay? Nothing new there. The Afterlife is basically, the Beast Mode is just Afterlife, with a few more abilities tacked on. It's just a better Afterlife, but it's at the core, level Afterlife. Again, nothing special there. The map layout is very, very similar, akin to Shinonuma, where you have branching paths that go off from one central area, and each path has its own major use, which is a good design. I can't knock it, but it's it's different than Shinonuma's layout, but the general idea is the same, and I think it's a smidge lazy, just a smidge lazy. I don't think it's that much different, in general terms and layout to Shinonuma in that style. And I say I like the layout of Shinonuma. I like the layout of Shadows. I just think it's a little lazy.
It's definitely similar to Shinonuma in the way where it's like each section has its own perks and its own random each game.
What else is there? I mean, this map brings a lot of new things to the table. The Apothicon Servant is a very, very overpowered wonder weapon. It's very good.
The swords
are
really good.
And being able to upgrade them, those are also very cool and very good. What else is there that I'm trying to think of? Little Armies are better than monkeys by a mile.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff. It brought in Widow's Wine, which is a perk I think isn't very good. It's not very good in my opinion, even though everyone loves it.
I think the Widow's Wine's great, personally.
I don't like
camping.
The Pack-a-Punch at least went back to being, somewhat normal. I think the Pack-a-Punch on most of these maps is honestly like really good. Like stuff like Origins, where you have to have all the generators active, like that. Again, it incentivizes you to explore the map to get Pack-a-Punch. This does the same thing, incentivizes you by going around and collecting the parts. This is another collectathon map, which is going to slowly become a thing in zombies.
Yeah.
With Blundell taking the helm.
A lot. But like I said, I feel like if you just take your time to learn this map...
if you take your time to learn it, it's just, I feel like this map did not innovate. It didn't bring anything besides, like, a couple new weapons, it didn't feel like anything special was given here. You know, we have what is essentially Afterlife and, you know, the shovel from Origins, the same sort of idea and layout to Shadow or Shinonuma. You know, it feels like it's just like a rehash of previous Zombies maps and not anything actually special. You know, you know, it's a very good layout. You know, the portals to help you get underground and all that stuff, like, that's good. You know, I like that. You know, it flows well, it works well. There's a couple spots that are cramped and tight, but there's a lot of open space too. The
like, you gotta admit,
this
cool
map,
boss. Well, it flows pretty.
Yeah,
decent.
the map is well designed. I won't lie. You know, the layout's good. It just. The Marg was a cool boss, you know. He's not too tough, and he gives you know a good reward. You know, it gives you first off. Yeah. So it's like it's a mixed bag for me. It just feels like it's not anything special. You know, it's just kind of taking bits and pieces from previous maps and rehashing them, making them a little better, maybe a little worse. It doesn't bring anything new to the table aside from a couple cool weapons. You know, the setting's great, the layout is good, it just is boring, and I think this map, you know, like you said, it isn't too hard to understand and learn, sure, but I don't think it's a good way to start off the map, you know, on disc. You know, something like Town, something like Kino, those maps were so effective because they're simple, and someone picking up Black Ops 3 can easily get it. There's probably a lot of people that started Black Ops 3, tried to play this map, and didn't understand a thing, tried to learn it, still couldn't understand it, and then gave up.
Well, that's their fault.
That's their fault. And you know what? It makes up for it in the fact that the Giant was there.
Yeah,
cheap,
I mean, well,
but,
it is a DLC. But,
so,
yeah.
you know, it's just, again, I know it's a player thing. In that case, it is get good, but it's just, Shadows just feels like a big nothing, you know? It just doesn't do much for me. It feels very repetitive and recycled.
All right, well, you're allowed to have your opinion.
Yeah, it's my opinion. And I just, you know, you say this map's fun once you get everything set up in the late rounds. I get to, like, round 20, 25 on this map, and it feels like 5. It's just, I get bored of it so quick. It doesn't feel like, you know, anything special is going on. So, you know, a lot of people like this map. There are people that don't like this map like I do. I'd put this in D. It just is a wet fart of a map for
really?
me.
Not even in C?
No, I just, like, I'll acknowledge the things it does good. I just don't like it.
So would you say this is like a personal thing? Like, you can acknowledge it's a pretty decent map.
It is very much a personal thing. I acknowledge that this map has like B or A tier qualities to it. I just don't like it.
All right.
I talk way too much and my voice is dying, so I'm going to let you take over for Derize and Drac. Where do you put Shadows?
Okay, also, by the way, one more thing, Shadows is a very beautiful, it's very orange. This map is very beautiful.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, the atmosphere in this map is very good. Like, they nailed the 40s atmosphere. I love it. Or 30s, whatever time
and the
frame
music, by the way, an absolute.
Oh yes, the soundtrack to this map is incredible. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's amazing. I put Shadows in A tier. I love this. I think every year that Shadows exists, I like it more and more. Like, if you asked me like 3 years ago, I'd probably put it in like C tier.
Every year that Shadows exists, my opinion is just like indifferent. Like, it doesn't get worse or better. It's insane. All right. You give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Derize and Drac. All right, we're back. Derize and Drac. God, this map's great.
This map is so good. Now, I think last time you made your list, you had actually never.
I haven't played Derize and Drac or Gorod at that point.
Yeah, and Derize and Drac is. This map is, I think, it's the closest we've ever gotten to Origins perfection. It's not. I'd say like. If you're put on like a scale of 1 to 10, Origins is like a 9.5. This map is like a 9.
Yeah,
it is so close. This map is great.
Like,
amazing map.
All right, we'll just come out the gates and let's be real. Like, it is Origins 2. You know, it is.
Well, in some aspects.
Some aspects, it's Origins 2, but it brings a lot. You know, it brings new things that really make sense for it. So let's take a deep dive into Derize and Drac. So the main important thing are the bows.
The bows. The bows they're kind of similar to the staffs.
Essentially the staffs, but they're definitely different in how you.
A couple of them are different. Yeah.
How you go about building them, and the fact that, you know, it's a unique weapon, and there's no bows in Zombies beforehand. There's a crossbow, sure, but
yeah, but
no bow and arrow.
But these things, they're elemental. There's the void bow, the fire bow, the lightning bow, and the wolf bow. And I believe, the one you use is the wolf bow. And the one I use is the lightning bow. Lightning bow, by the way, for you can even agree, is one of the best,
overpowered weapons. Yeah,
extremely overpowered. It's really good. And I think, I'm gonna be honest with you, hot take incoming. By the way, I think making the bows is miles more fun than making the staffs. Like it feels way less tedious than building the staffs. I'm gonna be honest with you. At least my bow.
It's quicker because it's very easy to make the initial bow, and the upgrade also is shorter. So yeah, it really depends. Like the fire bow is not fun to upgrade. The wolf bow,
Not at all.
I have fun. There's only like one part of it that sucks. No, actually no. It's like a couple parts of it that suck, but yeah, like okay, it's shorter, it's more fun, but there are definitely some annoying steps to some of these bows.
Yeah.
But you know, the bows are great. Like they're very good weapons. They'll take you far into the game. You know, some of them are very similar to the staves, but they don't have like, you know, proper charge shots, and they don't have to reload. They don't have the Sekhmet's Vigor on the back. You know, it can't revive. They are different weapons, even if, you know, some of them kind of fall in line with the staffs. It's 4 elemental weapons, but done differently.
Yeah, and I feel, honestly, in my opinion, they feel different enough to not feel like a total copycat.
Exactly.
You know,
like it feels original enough.
This map, by the way, flows so well.
Such well designed. Yep.
With the what are they called? The Wonder Spheres?
The Wonder Spheres are a great way to get around the map.
Fucking whoever invented that, genius. You're a genius. If those things did not exist, this map would be so much worse off. It would be hard. I mean, the map would obviously still be really good, but it would just, running around would just be so annoying. Why can't the Wonder Spheres exist in Origins? Something like that. It would make that map.
Yeah, because there's a lot of parts of Origins where you have to run across the whole map, like when someone takes your generator.
Yeah, but I absolutely love the Wonder. They're so useful, and I think I'm forgetting Ragnaroks. Those things are so good.
The Ragnaroks are great. You can stun the Panzer with them. You can revive your teammates. You do big damage.
Really easy to build through.
Yeah, they're very simple.
Challenge at all. This map is honestly, like, for being a BO3 map. You know, with that, BO3 has its you know, reputation of being complicated. This map really is not that complicated.
Not that bad.
Honestly, like, building the Ragnaroks is not a challenge. Building Shield, not a challenge. It's not hard. Like, you compare it to something like Zetsubo, which is just like you have to learn, like, get a doctorate in like 3 different degrees, you know, to be able to play this map efficiently. This map flows so well. It is, like, honestly, like, if somebody told me that their opinion that this map is better than Origins, I would not in any way judge you. I'd be like, yeah, you know, I can see it. Maybe on a good day, maybe on a really good day, I'll even agree with you. But, you know, I'd say, like, an overall quality, Origins is better, but Dreisendrach is so close to being Origins. It's so close. You know, it's just
let's like, you know, instead of sucking the schlong of Dreisendrach, like, let's get into the nitty gritty. You know, things, you know, specific things about this map. It's still got, like, the first boss fight Easter egg in Zombies. That's different. You know,
and then one time we tried it, we died.
And I got mad and threw my deodorant or whatever it was at the wall. That was funny. I think I threw that at my mom's head too afterwards. It's got a good Easter egg. It brought back Hellhounds. First time in a while that Hellhounds were, you know, in Zombies. Yeah. What else?
Well, I mean, no, because they're in the Giant, right? So like,
never mind. You're right. Sorry, I forgot about
that.
But yeah, what else is there?
The Death Ray. The Death Ray is a very cool trap.
Yep.
Fantastic trap. It's a great trap.
The Panzers are back, which is annoying because they buffed them, and they're, you know, we could have done something a little different than the Panzer, right?
And I hate how they shoot things. They shoot the Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario pills, as I call them. There's a bunch of little side Easter eggs you can do, like the skeletons, or, you know, it's just like tiny stuff like that they add in for fun. The disco ball thing, that's cool. What else is there? I feel like we're missing some pretty big things, like the Pack-a-Punch. I like that you can use the Pack-a-Punch, and, you know, you have to click on it to teleport the pieces. You can use that to place the Pack-a-Punch in whichever place you want first. So you can manipulate it. Yeah, it's very useful.
The rocket pad is a very interesting like, place to be, because, you know, you can, if you're not careful enough, you could die in there.
Yeah, but it's a great training spot, but you have to risk it. It's also a good camping spot too.
Yeah. Also,
I do find that annoying though.
There are so many good training spots. Let's see. Yeah. There is the courtyard where you train, right by the Death Ray where I train. The rocket pad, you could train down in the other courtyard if you're good enough. You could train in the pyramid room. You know, that's
the zero gravity is a unique thing about the pyramid. That's pretty cool.
The zero gravity. Yeah.
Or low gravity, whatever it is. Yeah, there's plenty of good training spots. There's also good camping spots in the Wonder Spheres. You know, this map offers a lot of variety in terms of gameplay. You know, especially with a good flow, that's also good.
Right.
It brought back like the Wonder Fizz for the first time, which would be a recurring thing going forward with like the Chronicles maps. It doesn't bring like it doesn't like innovate. It's just such a well-rounded map.
This map, it also another thing. Jug is in a really good spot.
Oh, Jug is finally in a good place after all these years. Yeah,
in a great spot.
Very simple. I mean, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's certainly a lot better than everything else that we've gotten.
Yeah. It's as of recent.
It's just this map in general is just really fun to play.
It's so good. This map is very fun. That's pretty much it.
I mean, I can't deny this is an S tier map.
Definitely, absolutely.
I feel like my S tier is just so weird. It's like Town, Origins, Horizon.
Yeah.
Like there should be something else on there I'm missing. Maybe I'll bump one of the Black Ops 1 maps up there, if depending on how I feel.
Take a look at my put it on, put the Horizon Dragon S.
Yeah.
All right.
Next up,
I will go very briefly. This is the one map, the one Treyarch Zombies map, not counting Black Ops 4 because that's not true zombies. That I've
never played Zetsubo. We can't rank this one. I can't rank this one.
I'm just gonna basically say I've never played Zetsubo, even though it was 5 years ago on an alternate account, years and years ago that I no longer have access to. I had Zetsubo. I played very little of it. I probably got to like around 10 or something with a friend that I had that used to play BO3 Zombies with me right before I even met Impeller here. It was a long time ago, and I remember this map being and this map, don't get me wrong, is so complicated, and that's all I remember, not remembering a single thing. And that's this map is, if you hear somebody tell you this map is insanely complicated, they're not lying. It is just, this map is the most complicated map in Zombies, and I have no interest in playing it again because I don't want to have to learn this whole huge map from what I've heard is pretty mediocre. One thing I do remember being really good though was the KT4 was a really good gun. I remember I used it once. From what I remember, it was good. That's pretty much it. The ending cutscene. You can actually have an opinion on this.
The ending cutscene. Really we didn't really talk too much about like stories, cutscenes. Like I wanted to actually bring up during the mob segment, like that one trailer where it's the characters talking with the music in the background. Like such a beautifully crafted piece.
Yeah, it is really good. Yeah.
I haven't played this map at all, but I can say one thing: the ending cutscene is very good. It is very emotional, and it's very powerful for Takio's character as a whole. And I think from a story perspective, Black Ops 3's story is just wacky shit. Let's be real. It's aliens and universes and stuff like that. It's crazy, but it still has its serious moments. Dempsey saying goodbye to himself, basically killing himself. Same thing with basically all these characters are killing themselves. That's the whole point of them. Aside from Rick Defense, the rest of them are very touching. They're emotional, and they touch on the characters as. Especially Takio and Nikolai and their problems and as their characters. It's good. There's actual good story in there. A little bit of it.
Yes. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about Zetsubo.
Yeah, we can't rank this one. I can't rank this one. Do you want to put on?
I'm not gonna rank it because I don't have enough.
So I mean, we at least can talk a smidge about it, but we can't actually rank this. So sorry, Zetsubo.
Do you really quick want to make a new tier down below garbage called Never Played?
No, I think we'll just skip Zetsubo. It's not a big deal.
Gorod.
Yeah. Gorod.
This is a map that you and me haven't played a whole bunch.
I've played a lot of it solo, and I've really liked it.
I do like this map. I don't like it insane amount like Horizon Dragon Origins, but I still think it's a fine map. It's alright. Sometimes I have trouble reciting everything in this map. I still don't know.
I can remember a lot of this map. I don't particularly like the layout of this map. It's a little maze-like. I kind of understand. From the spawn room, where to go. Like it branches off on two paths, and then it kind of meets up in the middle. And there's like different vertical things, and there's things off to the side. Like it's not a confusing layout. I'm just not the biggest fan of it.
Yeah.
Like map layout there, like it's iffy. But and visually, it's not anything stunning. It's just a bunch of destroyed buildings, which is,
it's really cool with the dragons, though. You gotta admit that.
Okay,
the dragons
there are some really cool things in here, like the Gauntlet of Siegfried, having a little dragon on your arm. That's awesome. Being able to ride the dragon to Pack-a-Punch, that's awesome. Being able to hatch an egg, well, I mean that's part of the Gauntlet thing, but that's cool stuff. Like Black Ops 3 just went wacky, and they went and took that full force with the Gorod, and I love it.
Yeah, this map is very cool. Getting the Pack-a-Punch is not that hard. You know, it's really not
Yeah,
too
you just
difficult. You
just
gotta
kind of have to be patient, you know.
try to defend the things.
The
You know, and
pods.
you get to ride a fucking how look. Even if you hate Gorod, you gotta admit riding a dragon that is the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
That is really awesome. And obviously, you know, the PPSH, one of the best guns in Zombies history, comes back in this map,
Yep.
and that's really good.
Also introduce one of the worst zombies weapons ever in the Shadow Claws.
Shadow Claws, those things are just.
With every good, there is a bad.
I would rather have an MR6 than use the Shadow Claws. These things are horrible.
There's a lot of neat little side Easter eggs, like being able to upgrade your shield. Things like the
zombie shield. By the way, the best zombie shield
is the best
ever
shield, absolutely.
in Revelations. Pretty sure you can agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
It is
because
fantastic.
the attack on it is good, unlike the rocket shield where you just get yourself killed.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think. There was. Oh yeah, we didn't like touch on like the trams or anything on Shadows. That doesn't matter. You know, it's still all within the general good layout of the map. The boss zombies aren't too bad. Like the flying guys can be a little annoying. The Valkyries,
yeah,
but they're also not too hard to kill either. They just have a lot of health. They're fine, boss. Like the buff soldier dudes with the metal arm.
Yeah,
they can kill you really fast if you're not careful.
Yeah, they're strong. Yeah, but they don't move that fast.
So you know they're easy to avoid, but they're a bit of a tank. You know, they're balanced. I have no problem with them. They're not memorable bosses, but I don't have an issue with them.
And we have drunk ass Nikolai.
Drunk ass Nikolai screaming all during the map. It's just funny.
Yeah.
You know the Mark III is not the best wonder weapon.
It's not the best. It's alright.
It's a fine wonder weapon. I like it. But
I do think it's kind of annoying how you have to shoot the gas cloud to get it to actually be good.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of annoying.
Because, you know, you waste a lot of ammo. Especially if you miss your shot. There's not really any good training spots on this map either.
Oh, what about down by Double Tap? You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, you're right. I completely forgot about that. That's like the only good one. Because if you try to like train in the mule kick room, it's gonna suck.
Well, so that little room in where Pack-a-Punch is, that little like house, very hard to survive in there.
Yeah, the lockdown sequence is pretty tough, especially on solo.
Yeah, you have to be pretty solid at zombies to be able to do that.
What else? Is any other thing to point out on this map?
Gauntlet of Seagrave Free. Did you mention that?
The gauntlet. Yes.
What about that punch? You know, there's also the punch.
Oh yeah, there's also like the laser stick where you can shoot flames down, right? Or like an airstrike. That's also a thing. That's cool too.
Yeah.
I don't know about the punch. I do know about the like special melee weapons if you do the challenge, like the time trials.
Oh yeah.
But sure, just nice bonuses. Same with the hats that give you the armor bits that give you different buffs. Those are also nice little side quests. Like
there's also the finger pinch trap, which sucks. It lags the game.
The traps in this map are poop.
Yeah.
So
they're not that good.
I mean, overall, like Gorod's a solid map. You know, there's not really a lot. There's not too much that's bad about it. It does things just right. You know, it's just fine.
So I'd put Gorod in B. I think
I'd also put Gorod in B.
All right, last map.
Finally, we arrive at our last map at, how long are we into this? 2 hours in. Revelations. What fart of an ending.
Yeah, this map is, it's not the worst thing. By the way, anybody who's watching, this is me and Impeller's highest round we've ever gone, round 60.
Round 60. Of course it's
and
on
we could have gone
too.
farther, we killed ourselves.
We killed ourselves out of boredom.
This map is probably, honestly, the easiest map in all of Zombies.
You pair this map with Gobblegums, you got the Thunder Gun and the Apothecant Servant that can be upgraded
and the
now.
Ragnarok.
And Ragnaroks. Arnie's. It's just all of it. Also,
Purple Jug. Don't forget about Purple Jug.
Okay. I just want to touch on Shadows again. The little Arnie's dancing, that is the funniest damn thing in Zombies. I love it. Okay. Back to Rev. Yeah. There's a lot in Rev, and it's like all kind of meh. So you can be the most overpowered that you probably could ever be in a Zombies game in Revelations.
Oh,
yeah,
incredibly
easy. Easiest round 100 probably, besides Shino Numa.
This map is basically a bunch of previous maps. It's basically the culmination of Zombies.
It's a nostalgia bait.
Very well.
You know?
It's
It's just all the sections are just previous on. The only original sections in this map are the spawn room and the apothecon. I like the apothecon's inside. I think it was a really
It's
cool
really
location.
cool. You get to go inside
the original
apothecons
the
are
original
really-
parts of the map are great. Yeah, I keep talking
Yeah.
over you. I feel bad. I keep talking over you.
No, it's fine. It's alright. It's fine.
But yeah, the original parts of this map are really good. The rest of it, kind of meh. Like, it's cool to see your favorite locations. You know, Kino and Origins, Shang and Horizon Drac, Ferruc,
Mob of the Dead is in there. Yeah.
Mob and Noct. Like, yeah, these are all great maps they've thrown in here. That's just all it is. It's just a bunch of old maps, though. You've played this already. It's not really anything original.
Once the nostalgia glasses wear off, you're like, this map's not all that good. It's just one thing I will admit that I like about this map is the amount of the amount of challenges there is. For one, there's a lot of cool challenges, and also I think the perks in this map are actually very well laid out in their locations. There's I think there's about one perk per location. I think that's really good.
It brings if it makes you go around the whole map, and again, having to link all the islands also makes you go out of your way. Like, that's one of the best parts of zombies is making you explore the map and understand it. And it gives you landmarks, that you can remember.
It does help you,
and I love that Noct is the centerpiece of the map. It is the place that bridges off to everything, and it's kind of like a metaphor for kickstarting zombies. Yeah, I love that. Cool, So yeah, it doesn't really bring anything new to the table, and I think that's one of the biggest issues. Both the wonder weapons are
But by the way, when you train on this map, I train down by the stage. Where do you train?
I trained in the Horizon Drac area and then died 100 times. Yep. I'm sure you remember reviving me constantly. It doesn't bring
wonder weapons in this map.
Yeah, it's just the Thunder Gun again, which we've seen plenty already, and the Apothecon Servant, which is a cool wonder weapon. It can be upgraded now, but again, 2 wonder weapons we've already seen. Why not give us something new in the final map?
And they put them they made them of course they had to pick the 2 most overpowered ones.
I know.
Makes this map so
And they bring the VR11 back.
Easy. No, nobody would want that. But yeah, why don't I bring something like the wave guns back? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, there are also a couple new box guns like the Rifty 9, the Banshee, which are okay, but that's it. Yeah. They don't care about basic weapons. We want cool new wonder weapons, something unique. We didn't get that. Nothing in this map is unique. Like the Keeper Protector, I don't know how much different is that from the than the Civil Protector. Is it the same thing?
The Keeper Protector is way better than the Civil Protector.
You're lagging. Hold on.
Purple Jug.
Okay, good.
We didn't even mention Purple Jug.
Yeah, well, you mentioned Purple Jug earlier, but Purple Jug and Purple Stamina up,
no. Sorry. What were you gonna say?
I was just saying, it opens up, a choice. I mean, there's only one real choice you're gonna make, but it gives you at least a couple perks to choose.
I will admit the hats, the amount of hats in this map is really interesting. That's cool.
Yeah,
it gives you a lot of cool. Yeah, and when you get Purple Jug, there's no challenge when you get purple. You get extra 2 hits plus the Thunder Gun and Apothecon Servant. It's just. On
top of a lazy map that was just reused assets, it also just doesn't have a challenge to it either.
Plus Gobblegums, it's so easy. You know what I mean?
So this is the final Zombies map. You're expecting something big, and all you get is just recycled. It's all recycled. There's nothing new here. I don't know. I can't think of anything new about this map aside from the 2 unique locations. That's it. Nothing about this map is unique.
I mean, I guess the Keeper Protector, even though it's pretty much just the Civil Protector,
but better. It's just what a disappointment to end Zombies on. I mean, at the time, people believed it's it.
Yeah,
and to me, it is still it. At least for that story.
This map. I feel like if you heard about it for the first time, all these maps you've been playing for the last decade coming back, that is awesome.
Yeah.
But what are we 6-7 years later?
It doesn't do anything cool with it. That's the issue, and it just falls flat. So Rev is not a bad map, but it's also just not anything special. It's probably the most mid Zombies map in my opinion. It goes in C tier for me.
Yeah, I think I'd put it in. I think I'd put it in C, or no, I'm gonna put it in D. Because it's just I've played this map way more new, and this map is so boring. It gets so boring. By round 50, This map is lame
All
as
right.
hell.
Yeah, I can agree. It was very
All right.
tedious to get a 60. So here are our
Ghost
final lists.
Ghost Extinction Nightfall.
Oh yeah, let's talk about a game that we've never played. We're not gonna do Ghosts or the Advanced Warfare maps or even the World War II maps. We're just.
And we're gonna no BO3 Chronicles because we touched upon.
Well, yeah,
all
we basically,
like
it's just a refresher. I know it was 2 hours ago. If anyone to sit through this whole thing, Jesus, what is wrong with you? But thank you.
Thank you for being invested in this video.
It was just us, pretty much just talking about us loving zombies for 2 hours.
Yeah, we have a huge passion in zombies. It is just one of my favorite things to do of video games. Just play zombies. It is so fun. Zombies has been a part of my big, huge part of my life. My life would be so much different without zombies.
Yeah,
my life would,
because without zombies, I mean, he wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't even be friends.
I'd just be doing this alone right now if it weren't for zombies. So.
You probably wouldn't be doing it at all.
I probably wouldn't be doing it at all. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we go here, let's agree the best map. Wait. You didn't wait. Go back to my list.
Did I miss
Transit?
Transit.
You missed Transit.
Did I miss Transit? Oh, it's down here in garbage.
Oh no, you're putting garbage. That's right. I was looking at
That's no F tier map. It's just garbage.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we can agree, not counting Black Ops 4, the worst zombies map of all time
is Transit.
It is probably Transit. In my opinion, I think it's Bus Depot, but I think objectively the worst one is definitely Transit. There's no argument about that. And the best zombies map is a unique opinion incoming. Its origins.
I think the best is Dury's.
That's fair. I feel like I got ask me any other day.
Origins has a lot to offer and unpack. Same with the Horizon track, but I feel like like I said earlier, Dori's just encapsulates what zombies is at the core. So that's why I think it's the best one.
Yeah, honestly, I can go back and forth. One day Origins will be my favorite. Dori's is just such a nostalgic map for me that I can't help but love it. It's just Zombies is just it is an experience it is a gaming experience like no other. You can't deny that. Once you're invested in these games, and as much as you and me do about it, it's something else. And
that's why it is these 2 hour long discussions about these things.
Yes.
I'm gonna make one last adjustment. I'm gonna put Ascension in S.
All right, that's fair.
I'm just thinking over the monkeys don't actually annoy me. You put an S2. They don't actually annoy me that much now I think about it. It belongs in. It is really good. It's just like Dury's 2, but more. So
yeah.
I mean, we got mostly the same opinions on a lot of these maps, but there are some drastic ones like 5. There's ones that like Shadows. For the most part, we both agree and enjoy the same maps.
Yeah, for the most part. This is fun. I think we should do this again sometime with a different, maybe even let's just take a break. If we ever do a tier list, let's
do a shorter one next time. Oh my god.
Let's do one maybe involving movies or involving The Walking Dead or something.
I feel like The Walking Dead would be a good one over just an overall characters one. But major characters, because I've already done Walking Dead tier list, so it wouldn't hurt
for every season. Yeah, but together it'd be fun. So
I
look forward to that. Maybe in the future sometime. More tier list. This is what you should do. You should cut this out of the video. By the way, cut this out of the video.
Yeah, I will.
What you want to do is what you should do is put our things side by side, and in After Effects.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. All right, and now So that was. Do you want to do the outro or whatever?
Yeah. So that was our zombies tier list. I didn't want this to be 2 hours, but with so many zombies maps, it was gonna turn out this long, wouldn't it? I had a lot of fun discussing these and redoing my opinions. There are a lot of ones that have changed over the last year and a half or 2 years since I last did.
It was more like 3 years ago.
I don't even know. I don't remember when it was, but I'm sure I could put it in the beginning or whatever and correct myself. But it's been a while, and especially stuff like Die Rise has really changed over the years. I think Shadows was an F last time, or 5 was. So, so they a little better than usual. But, that's 2 hours of zombies discussion. My voice is absolutely destroyed from this.
Yes.
And again, if you sat through this, thanks for listening to us ramble about zombies.
If you have a very different opinion from us, put it in the comments.
Definitely tell us. One of my favorite things was people telling me that I was stupid to put the Chomper in A tier on the PvZ tier list. People were like, "Chomper poopy, why'd you do that?" I like it.
like your channel isn't that big, you know, but like you still
That
when
one-
you do get comments, it's
yeah,
fun to interact.
I love that. Yeah, that was one of my more popular videos, the PvZ tier list. So it was funny to just like discuss about plants in the descriptor, the comments. Yeah.
Yeah. Go check out my channel. I do other stuff.
Yeah, I'll link you in the description, maybe in a comment at the bottom.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Very good. No, I'm not doing that crap. But yeah, that's probably this is now the longest video I have ever made.
Really? Oh my god.
By over an hour.
Damn.
And we're dragging it out now. But yeah, again, that's it. That's the zombies tier list. There you go. I'm out of here.
Goodbye.
Bye.